channel, my channel, my content. My channel, my content. My channel, my content.
Happy Monday, guys.
Happy Monday. What's going on?
Up?
What's going on, Greg?
Living the dream.
Nice.
Welcome to the podcast, my friend.
It's been a while. We don't have shows anymore. Haven't seen you in a while.
A what? What are those? Oh, those things that used to happen a long, long time ago. Fuck, it sucks.
Kind of sad. What is a reptile show?
Yeah. The U.S. knows. They had Arlington this past weekend. Lucky people.
Arlington and Pacific Northwest had a show as well.
Crazy. Awesome. Not here in Canada. We can't even travel out of our own province. How's it out there? Can you guys leave Alberta?
No, not really.
Yeah, same here. So if
Hey,
anyone...
I'm getting feedback of us talking like 30 seconds before. Should I be closing the Zoom chat?
No, because if you close the Zoom chat... Oh, are you watching the YouTube?
Oh, yeah, I got to turn the YouTube one off. Sorry.
Yeah.
You might just have to put the volume down.
You can just pause it.
Yeah, so the thing is the only thing that you see is me and Catherine. You don't see Elion and Austin, so you're not missing much.
That's not very nice.
No, well, they know. They'd say the same shit to me.
It's an unpopular opinion. Very unpopular.
I don't know. Let's take it to the vote.
Let's do a vote. Vote.
It's like half and half.
Let's
maybe.
cause, yeah. So
Maybe the
if
chat.
anyone doesn't know who this man is, everyone's like, "Hey, man, those are awesome incubators. Where do you get them from?" That's this guy, Cornel's World, Alberta. He's the man.
I've been doing it for a little while.
Yeah. So before we get into you, I'm going to just, we're going to talk about a few things. Hope you don't mind. And if you do, too bad. Welcome to the show, my channel, my content. Anyways, I'm sure you'll chime in on this too because, you've been, how long have you been in this industry for now?
I started doing this, I believe, in fall of 2000. I started doing it like as a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, I remember because I ended up getting some stuff back in like 2009, I think, 2008, 2009.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that. And you were already sort of doing this, and yeah, you've been in it for a while. So what we're talking about, you're going to sort of understand it and probably stand behind also. But too much fucking drama, people. It's crazy what's going on, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I know shit's out there. Social media should not be used to shit on people, voice your opinions on people. I mean, it's never going to not. That's the sad part, except, yeah, I don't know.
I think the one good thing about it is people learn the hard way that you got to watch what you say, especially online.
Yeah, very good point. And the thing is it's always too fucking late after you do it. And
Yeah.
it's
Depends how deep the hole is.
correct. Yeah, but the thing is I just do what I do. I love it. I cut eggs. People who don't understand or people that don't agree with, cutting eggs or even cutting eggs with scissors, I open myself up to get shit on. But you know what? I don't care because I'm going to do it anyways. It's, my whole thing about social media is I'm not doing it to get likes. I'm doing it because I do it. That's what I do. I like what I do. I'm doing it. And if you don't like it, then you don't do it. Plain and simple. There's more than one way to do this, to breed, to feed, to house. There's just so many. But what's going on is so many people are, I don't know, I guess they're too opinionated. And when it gets to the point where someone is getting harassed or made fun of because of their color, their race, well, I guess that's the same thing, right? Color and race.
Their appearance.
your appearances, defects, whether, I shouldn't say defects, but it's the wrong word. That's more of
You're going to start your own war.
yeah, no. It basically, like, when you get something shipped to you, it's defective, it's defective. But, I mean, I have ADHD. I'm hyper. I can't help it. I have OCD. People have PTSD. People have anxiety. You shouldn't jump on those people because of it. Yeah, they're different than you. But then, you're different from them. And, I'm not shitting on you because somebody's, doesn't have any disabilities or anything like that. Or it's just people should not be throwing, help me out here. I just
People in glass houses shouldn't throw
stones. Yeah. But the thing that kills me is just the amount of great that we're doing for the community. I mean, you've seen it from what we used to put up with compared to now, night and day.
That's what I was going to say is the one thing I've noticed is there is a lot more of it nowadays, but people are quick to either call them out on it or, it's kind of weird because it becomes a bully mentality the opposite way. But I mean, we as a community have to weed out the bad seeds. And I mean, I don't know how else you're going to do it.
Right. I mean, because what I don't want to go off. I'm not getting and it's the same reason what you just said. Like, I don't want to be that bully jumping on him because they made a mistake or they're doing something wrong. But we do need to address it so that it doesn't keep fucking happening and people think, oh, it's okay to do that. But I'm not even going to give this guy, the time of day to even say his name from my mouth. I mean, people can say it in the chats. If you don't know what's going on, you can figure it out in people's DMs. I'm not giving them the time of day for what they did. When there's people out there supporting, and I don't give a shit if you're a small breeder, a big breeder, someone just getting in, someone with a great collection, a small collection. We're all in the same fucking hobby, and we have the same interest and the same love and joy and passion. Some have more and less than others, but we're all in this to grow, to do well, to share, to pick people up, and it's getting to the point where some of the shit that's going around on fucking social media, I'm just gonna fucking stop doing it. And some of the shit that goes on, and it's funny because people are like, I guess I talked about it last week with, what do you call it? Miguel's Patreon. Someone on there chirping, and what did Justin say? Patreon is made because of people like you. And it's the same thing. I want to be on Patreon because I don't see all this bullshit and people shitting on each other. And, I do that when I go on Instagram or, and especially, Facebook was always like that. Now it's trickling in and people think it's okay to come on Instagram and do it. And that's what's shitty. And, that's why people are moving to Patreon because we're sick of doing things and teaching people and people go, no, that's not right or blah, 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 or not understanding or, we voice our true opinion on how we do something and you piss off 50 people or hundreds of people. I'm not trying to do something to piss people off. I'm doing it because I believe in it. This is what I do, and I'm trying to share it with the world. Not everyone's going to adapt or agree, but don't. Just leave it alone. Why does everybody have to post? Why does everybody look for the drama? And I think it's getting a little bit better because a while ago, probably about 6 months ago, something came up, and people missed the drama. And, oh, my God, what's going on? And everyone was, and they just lost their day, and all they wanted to do was find out what the fucking drama was about. They, oh my God, like, it's nuts. At least today, I had one or two people say, hey man, you know what? Because I posted something, what did I miss?
I was one of them.
Right. But I only had a couple. 6 months ago, it'd be like bling, 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 bling. It's like I put a snake for sale for half price. People were messaging me like, what the fuck? What happened? What's going on? Who's going on? Where do I find this? Like, stay the fuck away from the drama. If you see the drama, turn it the fuck off and do something positive. Go clean your snakes. Go search something that you want to buy on Morph Market. Jump on a live where people are promoting and doing positive shit for our industry. Don't go looking for the drama and then get caught up and dwell in the shit that's spewing. It's horrible. But a good person that, I'm not going to get into who they are. People probably know. And, I'm not going to go out there and say it. People already know. They're in the chat. Amazing person. Nothing but love. Great support. I don't know them too personally, but to the point where if someone asks me, hey, do you know this person? Yeah, part of my Patreon, always on my lives, always on other people's lives, supporting, growing, doing what we do, trying to, be successful at this, and awesome person. And then why someone has to go and attack her is ridiculous, and it really sucks. And it's happening more and more. Like Elion was sitting there and we were talking about it, and I guess this person, blocked everybody. And what really sucks is I guess they did a live and started shitting on Chris Ward because Chris has the same mentality as I do, or most of us that's here in the chat and watching, even yourself, Greg. We're here to promote our hobby, be a community, support each other, share information, grow. This hobby's only getting bigger. And if we just let the doors open and let anything go, it's going to be a hobby where back in the day, it's like, fuck, do I really want to be in this? Like, it's horrible. But when you go on and shit on somebody, you shouldn't block them. Like if the, I guess the name that Kathleen came up with was douche canoe. So if the douche canoe is here, I ain't going to block him. I'll let him have, I'm not, if I have a problem with somebody, I'm going to go on air and shoot the shit and he can come back and bring him, I'll bring him on live. If you know what I mean? And do it. It's like fucking keyboard warriors. If you have a spout with somebody and you block them and then you go on a live and shoot off to your, other people that unfortunately follow you and want to stick in that shit that you're spitting and demean people and put them down where they don't even have a chance to come back. I think that's pretty shitty of you too. Just shows your character.
Well, it's kind of cowardly. If you're not going to give somebody the opportunity to defend themselves, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's horrible, but it's just shitty. And then the thing is the stuff that they say, and emails are flying back and messages are flying back. And, it's sad that I guess this person now feels like they're the one that's being attacked. Like, so you're going to go out there and shit on someone. And then when the shit fucking comes back 5 times harder, you're the fucking victim? Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? That's like me going and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to knock you out. And I punch some guy and he fucking shakes it off and laughs and then fucking puts you on the ground and knocks your teeth out. You're gonna claim the victim? You're the one that started it, you fucking asshole. You know what? If you can't dish it out, man, if you can't take it, don't dish it out.
But also blaming it on things that everybody suffers with.
Oh, yeah. I believe, is he autistic or? I think that's what something, I'm not really sure. I'm not really going to get deep into this. I didn't bring you on here to, listen to the shit because you can just fucking go on your own Instagram and fucking watch it. It's just shitty. But
there was also a super chat you might not want to lose because the chat's going off.
Okay, hold on. We got a super chat. Here you go, Austin.
What's a super chat?
What's a super chat?
Yeah.
Super chat is when our amazing people in the audience or in the chat, they throw money at.
Oh, okay. I saw that, and I wasn't sure what that was. I don't use YouTube a lot, so.
Yeah. Well, you got to get used to it, man. Go ahead.
You know what? You know what's funny? I've been so busy lately. Obviously, I kind of backstory with me. We had the TV show. It was super busy. We hoped that we were getting the second season, and I probably kept people on a little longer than I should have in terms of, my payroll basically killed me in it. The sales didn't come in like we had hoped, and then the show didn't get renewed. So for the last year, I was working a full-time job somewhere else, but now I'm back, and I am so busy now. Like, it's just unreal. Like, I barely sit down, or or like today, I can't leave my desk because I'm stuck at the computer all day. But it's a blessing and a disguise. Like you guys talking about this, internet feud or whatever. I had no idea about it because I wasn't even on social media barely at all today. So it's kind of nice that
It is nice, isn't
when
it?
I don't see that kind of thing.
Yeah. We'll just get the super chat. Go ahead.
Amy Giramonte. Here's the positivity, uplifting others, and tell to all the amazing people in the hobby. Damn, I can't even read today.
Which one's your mic?
It's fine. They're just being. They're just picking on me.
No, I mean his mic. Because you always speak so soft.
I'm not going to go scream into the mic.
You got to scream in the mic.
Turn it
Woo!
into a song. Just screaming into it.
But yeah, it's a good point because, and that's what I just said earlier. If this becomes where people are just shitting on everybody and every second fucking, thing posted on social media is bullshit and negativity, I'm going off of it, and you're going to wonder why aren't these big breeders going on YouTube or on Instagram anymore? Because there's too many fucking asshats that we don't want to put up with it. We don't want to see it. We're going to go to it and stick with our Patreon or do YouTube where, we do it, it's done, post away. It's not like I'm scrolling through it and looking at it all the time. Where social media like Facebook and Instagram, we're constantly swiping, and I like it because I get to see what other people are doing, what they've bought, what they've made, got a new rack, got a new incubator. Look what I've got. Look what I've paired. I mean, it's awesome to see people grow and do well and be excited about something that they've done or doing in this industry. And like Greg said, sometimes I'm so busy, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. And sometimes that's a good thing. But when I do have time and I go on my Instagram or my social media platforms, I want to go on there and be like, wow, especially if I have a hard day. I don't want to go on there and see bullshit because I'm trying to get away from the long, stressful, or the bullshit day that I had. I want to go on there and see cool snakes and like, holy fuck, look what this guy made. Wow, look at this. I mean, it's too much negativity. And if the negativity stops, I mean, the only time you're going to see shit from me is going to be on Patreon. Because, I really don't care because we have a good group of people. We're happy. We're learning. We're sharing. We're doing stuff. And guess what? There's no ass fucking hats. It's crazy.
No douche canoes.
Douche canoes, yeah. But it sucks because we'll still do stuff like this. But once we air it, it's gone. Like, you know what I mean? I don't go back and start going, oh, wonder what's going on my YouTube. I post it and go. But it sucks because social media is now getting to where somebody does something wrong. It's like everyone bullies against, they start telling their friends, oh, you should post it. Next thing you know, it's like that bully mentality. And then one side goes to the other side and this and that. Shit's going to happen. Deals are going to go south. You're going to have a bad day. You know what? Instead of jumping on it and I don't know. Fuck. I don't even want to talk about this.
I think it's the old school mentality, though, is that, like when you have a beef with somebody or something didn't go right, like you handle it either, through email or you handle it in person. Like it's same thing with Google reviews. Like once it's up there and you get a bad negative review, like unless they take it down, it's there permanently. And it's so unfair for people to jump to like expose something or call somebody out, and it's there permanently. And it's kind of shitty for it to happen. Like, I mean, sometimes maybe it's justifiable, but other times it really sucks.
No, it does. And that's the thing is the thing that people don't realize is one little tiny thing that someone's doing, a lot of the stuff isn't huge. It's not like, oh my God, this guy came over and fucking put my house on fire and fucking killed my family type of deal. It's something so minute. It's so something simple. But you make it like it's fucking just like they did that. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. A lot of this stuff you can just shake your head and message the guy, go, hey, dude, I didn't appreciate that. That was pretty shitty. I wouldn't do that to you, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. It's nuts. This negativity and all this stuff, it's like, the majority moves forward, and then it's like we take a couple steps back, and I just don't understand it. But it's there. It's not going away. But if it gets to the point where it's more common, I mean, I ain't gonna post anymore. You know what? You want to know what I'm doing? Fucking come to the shop, or go on Patreon. I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to do that, but it's like, Jesus, like, look at the stuff going on today, and there's so many other things. There's a few other things going on, and there's people out there just constantly trying to find the bullshit. And I'll tell you one thing. If you have time to go dig and find and see what's going on and get involved with all the drama and bullshit and know exactly what's going on with who and what, you ain't going to be successful in this fucking business. I'll tell you that. Could you do your business right now, Greg, and continue and grow like you have over the years, with spending 4 hours a day with fucking complete nonsense that has not even any relevance to you? It's just like, oh my God, did you hear this? And then just get caught up in the bullshit. Even an hour. Could you just take an hour a day and just fucking throw it away and still be successful?
I've gotten into my fair share of like fights on the internet, and like, at the time, of course, in my head, I've always got to be right, but it always backfires on me. And even if it's like an hour's worth of like back and forth, it's not an hour. It's like 6 hours of thinking about what I should have said, or, that person's still wrong, but like I it's so frustrating. I try and keep out of it until I can't anymore, and then my day's pretty much ruined.
Right. And I mean, if you're out there constantly trying to find the drama, or being one of the ones that, jump into the fight, I mean, I do believe there's a lot of things that we should stick up for and be a part of to let people know what's not right to do, to an extent. I mean, it's such a fucking fine line. But I'll tell you one thing. If that's what you're doing and that's what your goals are, your goals and your mindset's in the wrong place, man. You should be being positive. You should be working harder, learning, doing other things. I mean, if you have that kind of time, man, you're not going to be successful. You'll be successful in some things, but not what you want to be.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I wanted to mention too is, we always talk about it, like your guys' shows are much bigger out there, but having done the shows locally here since 2000, like, it's crazy who the people are that are still around in the industry after, 10, 15, well, even 5 years. It's crazy. Some people come in with a big flash and they're gone just as quick. It's like, there's very few that have the, honesty, integrity, and, stand by whatever they do, that have stuck around in the industry. And I think, these people who are starting internet fights, I mean, most of the time these people are going to be gone in a year. Right.
And the funny thing is everyone out there, I mean, there's people out there, we're going to do some shout outs later, but I mean, the people in the shout outs, some people hit 500, and then some people hit 1,000, and then 2,000 and 3,000, 5,000. I mean, they don't do it in a day. It takes them time. And the funny thing is when you start building a following and followers, and you get to like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then you do something horrible, it's like, look how long it took you to build that, and hopefully it's a good growth. You got a good, stable growth of followers. And then you do one fucking shitty thing, and you could lose all that in an instant, It's not easy building a following and having people, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Puts you in like a vulnerable state.
Yeah. You take time to build, and then all of a sudden, one little thing, or you get into that one little match where, and there's so many people that get involved in these fights that have no reason to be in the fucking things.
Too many It's too many chiefs. That's what it is. Yeah,
it's nuts. It's like, wow. The only reason why I'm sort of, voicing my opinion is because social media isn't a place to attack people. You know what I mean? It isn't a place to post stuff to demean people, to put them down. If anything, we should use it to post animals, to give people inspiration, to be positive, to someone's having a bad day, try to help pick them up. It's not a place to keep. Fuck, it's not like, the bell rang and everyone's going outside to the parking lot to see who's going to get their teeth knocked out. Like, it's not what it is. And if that was the case, many people wouldn't even be able to fucking, they wouldn't even show up. That's the crazy part. Fuck. Quebec Reptiles has a super chat. Oh, there's a few super chats. Go ahead, Austin.
Yep. Hi, Greg. Thanks for the great service from my VE6 rack you sent me last week.
Awesome.
Who was that from?
Quebec Reptiles.
Quebec Reptiles.
Oh, yeah. We've been doing lots of racks lately.
Here's another one we have from Wolfgeist.
Billy, I see you have the good shirt on. I have a baby from last year with that for a head stamp.
You have to send it to him.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. A head stamp with this?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Got to send that. Definitely. British Columbia Balls.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing great. I was stoked when I heard Greg was the guest tonight. Cornell's has amazing products and excellent customer service. P.S. Loving the incubator. Thanks again, Greg.
Fucking right. Incubator, dudes. Sick. Yeah. I got 6 of them now.
Yeah.
I've got some good customers, that's for sure.
Mythical Creation.
Do you ship to the States for incubators?
Yeah, you do.
I ship, yeah. The exchange rate's kind of going in Canadians' favor right now, but I've shipped tons this year, probably 15 or 16 to the U.S.
Jeez.
Cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
And I vouch for them, man. I love them. They look great. They work awesome. And I'm glad I can get them here in Canada. There's a lot of stuff that we actually have to, unfortunately, go stateside to order. But, it's good that I can actually support local, which is great. So when I can, I do. And I think, one more. Oh, Chad, Richie's Recessives.
Ignore the noise. Allow insignificant people to remain insignificant, or just tell them to EAD. Shrug.
Oh, Chad, we love you, bro. But, so let's get off this topic now. I'm sure I'm going to get back into it later. But for everybody that's in the chat, try to stay away from the drama. I know it's like, it's hard to. It's there. You want to know, but don't dwell on it. Don't make it your sole mission of the day is to be informed and on top of everything. Because if you do, you're losing sight of what you should be concentrating on. And, it's like everyone's going to have their opinion. Everyone's going to have their likes and dislikes. Everyone's going to have, why do we always have to be the same? Why can't we have differences and different opinions and still get along? I was talking to Gavin from Balls to You earlier out in the UK. And he's like, hey, there's people that can't stand football, which over there is soccer, And then, people here love the American football. But you know what? Just because someone likes American football and can't stand soccer, or football and can't stand the American football, doesn't mean that you can't go and have a pint and enjoy your fucking day. I mean, you have differences, different opinions. You don't have to like everything that everyone else does. So we can all be individuals, but together we can be one. If people can't understand that, you like the Calgary Flames? Oh fuck, I can't fucking like you. You're an asshole. Like, where does that mentality come? Why can't we just have a good rivalry? Man, my team's gonna kick your ass tonight. No, it's not. Mine's gonna kick yours. We'll see. But fuck, we enjoy. Just get your heads out of your asses, people, and just fucking do what you love to do, and support other people. And if you don't have anything good to say, don't. I mean, how many times have you heard that over and over? If you don't have anything good to say, don't. Your mom, your parents, your grandparents. I mean, it's in books, it's in movies. It's fuck. Why does it fucking just go out the toilet when your phone's on? Like, oh, here's a post. Let me be a fucking asshole and comment. Why? Like, what makes you want to do that? I don't understand.
I think for me specifically, having thicker skin and sometimes just choosing to ignore the noise in the background, like, there's always going to be haters there too from the flip side of things. And like not engaging in that. Like I find myself like, that's where I get myself into trouble. It's like getting sick and tired of somebody talking shit or whatever, and then calling them out and like, and then, you know, ruining a day, either stressing out about it or just being on my phone or computer versus like getting actual work done. It's got to be a balance.
Yeah, it gets to you. I understand it. Like, I mean, if I was to go off on all the shit that I had people messaging me about, I wouldn't be able to run I wouldn't be here. I'd be too busy. I'd be on the phone still for all those fucking haters and douche canoes and everyone else that's just, wow. You know, I put my time into the positive people, helping, being, you know, inspirational, doing what we do. You know, I couldn't do half the shit without my team. And they're the same way. They're positive, and they basically are doing the same thing on their channels or on their, you know, everyone's positive. Everyone joins into the community, and you get more positivity and more, you'll gain more friends and more respect, and you'll be happier leaving the shit behind you. You really would, you know, and you'll get more done.
Yep.
There's
So-
your middle finger snakehead.
Oh, he actually does. That's pretty cool. He's actually got a snake with a fuck you finger head stamp. That's pretty cool. That is awesome. So you're saying now that you're busier than ever.
Oh, it's kind of weird. I mean, COVID has done some crazy shit in the world. And, you know, for some, it's been very tough. The restaurant industry, entertainment industry, I mean, those guys are hurting so bad. But guys like us, it's been crazy. I would have thought that the loss of expos would have like really hurt our industry. And, you know, anybody I was talking to, like most people didn't even have animals. They were selling as soon as they were ready to go. And like, you know, even myself, for example, like now that my sales are where they're at, it's hard pressed to have to, you know, get ready and plan for a show and potentially make what I do when I have weekends off right now. Like it's been nice. And, you know, I'm very blessed to be in an industry that, you know, is kind of considered essential. So we were able to keep working, because if that wasn't the case, I mean, I can't afford rent without putting cages out the door and all that. So I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of industries that like, wow, I mean, super strong. And then, you know, this happened, and it's just like, wow. I mean, you know, everybody in our industry, you know, is pretty much essential in some shape, you know, or other. You know, the feeders, the coconut husk people, the suppliers, even pet stores. Thank God they're allowed. So our industry is actually, I'm sure, you know, some people may have felt it a little bit more than others, but I mean, compared to other industries, it's thriving, which is crazy. And not just thriving for a couple months. We've been doing this for over a year.
Well, it's like my peak hit last year, right around this time. And, you know, it's for myself personally, I'm always pessimistic and worried that, you know, this bubble's going to break at some point, but you know, it keeps growing, and it's great to see the industry growing. And, you know, it's great when the orders coming in. I mean, I love the repeat customers, but the amount of new customers that are placing orders too, it's nice to see, like, you know, and I don't know the reason. I don't know if it's like being at home and wanting to spend more time and have, you know, family pets, or if it's like the YouTube, like seeing all these cool, you know, YouTubers and showing off their animals. But whatever it is, I just hope it continues.
Yeah, no, I think it's a mix of everything. You know, with COVID, we were almost forced to, you know, do everything virtually. Like the amount of shows and live streams and podcasts that have popped up over the last year, it's insane. And because people are at home, and I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing on fucking Netflix or Apple. I got everything. Apple fucking TV, Netflix. I've got Crave. I've got Amazon Prime. Yeah, I mean, you name it, I've got it. And there's nothing to watch. I've killed it all. It sucks. So I was like, oh, let's do this. Let's jump on a live. But what's great is people getting into this industry where 5 years ago or even 3 years ago, you got into this industry. What really made them go is like, you'd see a little bit and let me look at it. Oh, there's a show. Let me go to a show. Or, oh, you contacted a breeder and you'd go over and you'd go to their house and you'd see and they would show you stuff and you made like someone that could actually like mentor you and you'd be like, oh, wow, this is cool. Like, look at this setup. I never knew. And it inspired them. And it's like, cool. Now, people coming in, it's like there's so much info now and so many lives. There's 2-3 lives a night. There's YouTube podcasts. There's so much info coming out. There's Patreon now. So many people are into the Patreon. There's so many avenues to learn and to get the wealth of knowledge and experience of other people. And then there's also, the community that we've built where people can, there's so many people that are friends now. I mean, if this reptile fucking hobby went away, there'd still be great friendships.
Yeah.
So there's so much out of it.
The one thing, I mean, the shows I don't miss because I'm always underprepared and I'm always pulling all-nighters to get ready for them. But the one thing, and I'm sure that I'm not alone, is, the Friday, Saturday nights, getting to finally visit with all the people that, you chat online with and your friends or whatever. Like, that's the one part that I've definitely missed. But, the planning and the packing and standing around all day trying to sell whatever you've got to sell, like that part I don't miss when the sales have been so good like this past year and a half.
No, for sure. But I do think that how positive, the social media and the virtual aspect has become. I know myself, I love interacting at shows. And like you said, you get to meet the people, you get to, look around, see what other people have. It's different. Even though we're getting so used and consumers are getting used to shopping online, it's going to be probably like 70, 80% the way the world is run now. But you still need those shows. You still need that interaction. Seeing all these people in the U.S. doing Arlington, they're like, wow, look at this guy set up. I'm just like, fuck, I'm excited just seeing their booths, right? No animals on the table. You just get to see their layout and their logo, and you get I'm like, man, I miss them, Yeah. And it's been what? A year, almost a year and 2 months now. February 19th, 2020 for us.
The last show I did was going to the Super Show in Anaheim in January of 2020, and then pretty much everything got locked down after that.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have a January and a February show here near the airport at the convention center, and after February, no more. So yeah, it's crazy, and I don't think we're having any this year at all.
Nope.
No, we have our show still. We're optimistic for our show being put on in Red Deer, but I mean, it's a long shot at this point. Our numbers here are like 1,600 to 1,800 a day. There's all the restrictions still here. I mean, you guys are in the same boat. So, I mean, there's got to be, I mean, the realistic thing is pretty much, everybody needs to be immunized and then things will start opening up again, I think is when we'll start seeing shows again.
Yep. And that doesn't even look like it's going to happen by the end of the year.
Not in Canada.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's nuts. No,
one thing that I thought was crazy with the Arlington show is seeing all the people without masks on. I mean, it's not really a thing by comparison to the way it is here.
Oh,
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of states are fully opened, and it's like they haven't looked back. We're here. It's just like, holy fuck, this is like March 2020 again, with more restrictions now. Like we're over a year into this, and we got more restrictions now than we did when it first. What the fuck? And now they're finally stopping travel from foreign countries. Dude, you're about a fucking year or so late. It's crazy.
Well, when we hit our lockdown last year, like where you had to self-isolate for 15 days, I was in the Bahamas. And shit was going crazy, and it ruined the last days of our vacation, just not sure what's going on and how we're going to get home. And And we thought it was bad back then, like
Yeah.
get a 2-week vacation from work and, and then here we are a year later and we're still in the same shit.
No, for sure. But I mean, I can't wait for a show, at least here, or at least if we can travel abroad safely and go to a show. I definitely want to, definitely got to get out and have some sort of human interaction. It's so cool how everybody does the selfies with everyone. It's like people with Miguel and High Desert Pythons. Antoine, he was doing stuff. Anna from AK Morphs was out. Everybody's out taking selfies. And I'm like, fuck. Justin's there with Chase and, whoever was there in front of them taking pictures of those guys with them. And Earl from Lone Star called me last night, and he's like, when you go to Arlington, he's definitely a stop. That's like a fucking attraction going to, Lone Star's facility. And he had like 40, 50 people a night at his house, starting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, man, it sucked because when we have our expo here, the big one, we have everybody at the facility, and it's just so amazing. It's such a great time, and seeing everybody catching up and talking about stuff. And it sucks that we're going to hopefully we have it, but it looks like, for second year in a row, it's going to be missed. So crazy.
Yeah, maybe the fall, but I mean, again, that's a long shot.
Yep. But I mean, if you're there, I mean, I missed Red Deer. I was going to come last year too. And it's just like, fuck. The first year was great. That was the very first time I came. We had a good time, man.
It was fun. We, I mean, we were ordering pizzas in the bar and like, they don't even serve food, but we can get it in a takeout.
Yeah, it's awesome. Crazy having food delivered. It's pretty crazy. What was that? What was that thing we had? What was the name? We were taking pictures with the guy, the wooden thing.
Carlos.
I saw.
Should I have Carlos say hello?
I saw a picture of that recently. I guess it was on one of those faceback memories. I'm like, oh fuck, that was hilarious.
Sander took Carlos all over the world. I mean, he was in like Egypt and.
Do you have Carlos there? There's Carlos.
Oh, God.
It's a wooden penis.
It's a bottle opener.
It's a bottle opener. Yeah.
That's funny.
Carlos has his own Instagram. Carlos the Wooden Dick.
Yeah. But yeah, he was very popular.
He was.
We had people
especially
kissing
at the
him.
Bar.
Yeah, we had people kissing him and posing with him, taking selfies with Carlos.
He's had to be sanded and disinfected a few times.
Let's not get into that. Oh my God. Yeah, but that was a fun time, man. Sander and everyone, hanging out afterwards, and it was pretty awesome time, man.
Yeah, it's funny because our show is a little bit different, and I mean, obviously it is about the sales, but our shows, a lot of people have said our shows are a lot different from out east. Like a lot in the Eastern shows, there's a lot of animosity between certain people, and you can't be selling the same thing being next to each other. Whereas like in Red Deer, it's kind of weird because like you'll have two people selling the exact same snake and they want to be at the same, like right next to each other. But
different mindset.
It is. I'd like to think that it's also because we do it for the passion of the show, and we're not making a whole lot by putting on the show, but we have fun doing it. So it's more about those Saturday night parties and hanging out with friends, and obviously trying to make sales, but it's not the most important.
No, it was a good time. And we had the barbecue. It was fucking badass.
Yeah. Late nights and no sleep.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. See, I'm getting old
Billy
now.
arrived at like 8 p.m., hadn't even got to his room yet.
No, it was 10. No, it was actually, it was 11.
Yeah, well, anyways, you hadn't even checked in yet, and we're like, hey, you're coming with us.
Fucking, were you in the ride with, no, it wasn't you. Did you hear about the conversation we had with Sander on the way back? We're like
I
dying.
always wish that I'm part of every conversation that has to do with Sander.
Oh, it was the funniest thing ever, man. It was such a good time.
Yeah, Sander lives the life, and he's got a lot of stories.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm afraid because everyone's like, "Oh man, have you ever gone out there and partied with Sander where he is?" And I'm like, I don't know if I'm up for that.
Well, I don't know if it was the year that you came, but I feel like it was. I mean, he partied a little too hard and had his employee basically running his booth
the next morning.
Pretty much
Yeah,
75% of the Saturday.
yeah, that was the weekend.
Yeah. He's definitely more there to have fun than the sales.
Yep.
Which is crazy because he's coming all the way from Amsterdam.
Yep. Well, fuck. Look where he's from, man. Of course he knows how to party.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Have you been to Amsterdam?
No, I mean, there's been talk and I definitely want to. And the hope was to get to a ham show and then hang out with him either before or after, but hasn't worked yet. We were hoping to like last year, and then obviously COVID killed that plan.
Yeah. Suggestion. Go to ham and then hang out with him after, because if you go out before, you might not make ham.
Yeah. True.
Think smart, my friend. Think smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope there's a ham, especially this year, because I want Elion in Austin to see it, even though it's not like our shows here in North America. There's a few shows. I've been to Snake Day in Houghton, as well as the Verona, Italy show. Awesome shows. Like, they're just phenomenal, well-run, beautiful venues. It's great. Ham is an animal. It's like its own animal. It's in Germany. It's nuts. You know how we have like a 10 by 10, you know how you have a booth? So you actually have like a 10 by 10 foot area, or you can rent the table and you have all this space. Not in ham, man. It's jammed. It's so different. You can't like take animals out and look at them. It's so different, and it's nuts. And it's packed. It's not like here. You can't just go and start talking to people for like, hey, so can I? I mean, it's in, get your animal, and it's nuts. It's crazy.
It's only a 1-day show too, isn't it?
It's a 1-day show, and it's like, I mean, it is jammed. Like, I mean, you can't move to the point where if you've got to go to one end of the area, I mean, you're talking hours. It's
crazy.
nuts. But it's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an experience.
Someday.
You get to see all the people from all over Europe and people from the States and other countries. They all fly in, and it's just, one awesome big show. But it's not like hey, you can chat. I mean, you're going there for a purpose. And some people are driving 12, 13 hours each way just to pick up animals or buy stuff or swap stuff or bring animals to trade or meet other people. It's not like here where you just, throw it on FedEx and, it goes all across Canada or goes into the U.S. And, it's not like that. I mean, sometimes it's easier to go all the way to ham to give an animal to somebody in your own country, even though you both drove 12 hours.
Yeah.
It's like a hub.
Crazy.
But it's awesome. Definitely suggest going. But it's not like the shows here, that's for sure.
So, speaking of shows, what would you say is the best show you've ever been to?
I've only been to Tinley once. I like that. That was awesome because I got that was back in 16, I believe, 2016 or 17. But what's great about that is I got to meet a bunch of people that I've always dealt with, like Brock Wagner. It was the first time I met Justin in person. Ozzy, it wasn't till like 2018 when I had the contest and started bringing people up and sort of, promoting the CRBE, where it was actually a good venue and there's so many other Canadian breeders that, people knew of. Like, oh my God. So it's not like people were just coming to Canada to see Billy. There were so many guys, Chris Towers, there's, Will Morose, so many people that were there that built a bond and relationships over the years with people in the U.S., buying and then now also selling. Because, I would say 4 or 5 years plus, you know, back in the days, it was like we were just importing animals from the U.S. You know, there wasn't really anything here that we could give back down. And I think like 4, 5, 6 years ago, you know, the Canadian market and everybody that was buying and making some cool stuff, all of a sudden it's like, hey guys, now America's buying from Canadians.
Yeah.
You know, remember back in the day, it was just like, oh, you wanted something cool? You had to buy it from the States because, you know, we were always behind. And then, you know, now it's sort of going both ways, which is awesome.
No, that's good that there's a lot of back and forth. I do remember that, I mean, if you wanted something cool, you're going to the States to get it because they were way ahead of us. So it's nice to see that, you know, as a country, we've kind of caught up and now things are being shared back and forth and there's firsts on both sides.
Yeah. But I mean, I think going back to the best show, I think, you know, Tinley in 16 or 17 when I went was great for me because I got to meet Brock Wagner and Ozzy, Justin, everybody that I've always dealt with or seen on videos or talked or purchased animals from for many, many years. It was great to put the, you know, the face to the name or to the voice as well. But an amazing event is, you know, the Verona show in Italy. Just phenomenal. It was just like, wow, I was blown away. So really great show. And a lot of people, so in Europe, they all travel. So people come from Austria and all over Europe to go and vend at these places. And it's just amazing people, awesome stuff. A lot of heavy hitters out in Europe, which is cool, you know. So
yeah, I'd love to do some overseas shows for sure, but the next show that I really want to go to is definitely Tinley, because I mean everybody's talking about Tinley for the last couple of years, and it's always been on the bucket list, but it's just never worked out. So
definitely a great time, and Chicago was awesome, great city, you know, fucking sick pizza. You got to go for the deep dish, man. Giordano's, you got to go, man. It's sick. Arlington is one that I definitely want to go to. I want to go out and see Earl's. I think I just want to go to see fucking Earl's place and see Earl, because Earl's just awesome. You know, him and his wife want to check out his little personal zoo. And then, I guess I'll do Arlington while I'm there. Why not?
Ride a bull, maybe?
Fuck no. No, I talked to Will Morose, and, you know, it's the same thing came out of his mouth. Like, you know, saw Harrison and then Miguel going on. He's like, fuck no. I'm like, fuck no. I'd have to maybe, but no, I don't think so. Especially now.
I was gonna say I would say hell no, but a few drinks would probably convince me otherwise.
Oh, that night we left that bar, I'm sure we'd all fucking have got on one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn. Rights Reptiles. Go ahead, Austin.
Josh and Amber in the house. Hey, y'all. # Team Austin. Jeez.
Yeah, see?
Thanks for the support.
Thanks for the support. Too bad you have shitty taste.
Oh, it's okay. We're going to win the race this year. I only get positivity out there. It's why.
We got to get the positivity, man. I gotta learn from this guy, you know? Got to, you know, what is it? Foresee it, you know? Think of it. What is it? Manifest it.
Visualize.
Yeah, manifest it. So as far as, you know, Cornel's world, you're basically killing it. I see some of the custom, you know, enclosures you're building and stuff. And, you know, what's your big thing is basically the custom. What keeps most of your time is the custom enclosures, or is it a good balance between that and people wanting racks or, you know, PVC enclosures? Is it thermostats, heat tape? I mean, you guys have quite a bit of a stock or of an inventory, so it's not like you're almost like a one-stop shopping.
We try to be, and you know, as new products come out, we're trying to add more. Like every time I'm bringing stuff in, I'm looking for something new to bring in. Myself personally, obviously, I love doing the natural stuff and like the totally custom. But I would say the bread and butter is the PVC cages and racks. They kind of flip flop back and forth. I was actually looking yesterday, and I think the cages are the biggest seller versus racks. But 5 years ago, when ball pythons started getting big, it was like a total opposite. It was like 30-40% were racks, and nothing bad to say about racks, but it's nice to see people giving like their animals in their homes, like big cages now, versus trying to jam as much in as little space as they can.
Yeah, but at least yours are properly enclosed. They've got all. They come with everything. They're PVC. Where when people put them in larger tanks, and I can speak for ball pythons, it's harder for them with a tank, with a screen. They've got to make a lot of adjustments, because I sell a lot of animals to people that are just getting into it, or they have a few animals, and it's some ball pythons you can put in and they'll just eat and do well no matter where they are. Some, they need that humidity. They need that sort of security. And yeah, you can put a hide in, but when you have a tank, it seems like it's harder to keep humidity and temp in, especially when you have a screen lid. So I'm always telling people, go and either get a piece of PVC cut or a piece of glass so that you cover off 80%. And get rid of the heat rock, and you don't need a red light at night, and if you let them set it up where it's a tank will work, but you do need to make modifications. And and then that way, once the modification's done and you have hides and everything set, that the animal does really, really well. But in a PVC, you've got like three of the walls, even the tops, totally enclosed. It's dark. They feel more secure. Because, even our lizard right now, we have a Cayman lizard.
I've seen.
It's awesome. And then you walk by and it fucking flips out because it scares the shit out of it. Even if you're not walking in front of it, at the sides. So now, we're getting it to, it's just a temporary one. Because I didn't want to miss out, because apparently they're hard to come by. And when there was ones that were available, I'm like, I ain't missing out. Here's a temporary one. But the ones that I actually make for his permanent house, it's only going to have the front, and everything else is going to be totally secure. So he feels more secure. So when someone is moving by or something from the side or around the back, he ain't flipping out. It's not going to startle him. So
no, I think the industry as a whole has come leaps and bounds from people buying an aquarium, putting a screen top on it and getting a heat rock, and that's all it needs. Even with the UV lighting nowadays, like, it's surprising how many people are giving UV to their snakes nowadays. Like, it's not required, but I think there's got to be a little bit of a benefit to
somewhere.
it, and it's good to see people are adding that to their enclosures, and it's not just the bare minimum anymore. It's nice to see people investing, buying this expensive snake, but then not just getting a Kijiji deal for a $20 glass cage, and that's good enough.
Right. And the thing is, it all depends. Like, if I just wanted to have a small collection of say 20 breeder females, I may have them in smaller PVC display units. But there's no way I could deal with at the level I'm at. So you really got to look at what you want to do, where you want to go, and I don't expect somebody to have a pet and have it in a rack. They want to have it visually a nice display, but as long as that display is basically converted, because tank is probably the most accessible. I try to tell people to get into a PVC because it holds the humidity, and it's a lot easier. And when you start getting a tank and making all these modifications, depending on how good you are and what you want to spend, it could look tragic. Like, this was supposed to look nice and duct tape with a piece of plexi on top, or it's sort of ghetto looking. But if you do a PVC cage, you can do a lot. And I do know some people that actually put like an LED light or some sort of lighting in it so that during the day they can actually see and enjoy the snake without always having to take it out. So it all depends on your need and your want.
A lot of people are doing bioactive right now, which is great to see, and giving them that enrichment. Now it's not just, it is a plastic box, truth be told, but I mean, you can still make it look nice and it'll work well for the animal. And at the end of the day, whether it's a rack or a cage, you have some needs that need to be met, and that's what matters most.
Have you done anything bioactive with the snakes? No. You with lizards?
Also with green tree.
The green tree you have bioactive? Cool. Yeah,
But
we do that with our tarantulas. The tarantulas. We're getting some bioactive, and we're gonna start doing that. But I'm gonna do that with some of the things. I know I got some tree frogs and mossy frogs coming in a paludarium. So we're gonna try to do some really cool stuff, and some animals we're gonna do bioactive and some we're not. But I definitely want to get into some other beautiful species so that we can all admire and look and a lot different from the last 20 years, me just having racks and snakes. I want to try to get into some other stuff now that I have the proper, the two different, climates, different, the back is hot, the front is not. So we can actually do that, because I always wanted to get into the red-eyed crocodile skinks. And, I was running ambient of 82, 83, where they have to be max at 78, I believe. So I couldn't have those in there. So at least now, something like that, I always like little dragon things. They're so cool, little Godzilla-looking creatures. It's like, I can have them now. So I think it's exciting.
Well, I think for you, now that you've kind of grown your following or whatever, and now that you have a really nice facility from what I've seen, I imagine you're having a lot of people come to see the animals, see the facility. So having that variety of, different animals and nice setups, as well as, the industrial, business side of things, which is your racks, it's great to have kind of a balance of both.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks because, I'm always going to be open by appointment only. I don't have time to just have people come in and out and just, but I'm going to sort of do something more once, the restrictions are gone, where we can actually have people over and stuff, especially more on the weekends. But, Monday to Friday, it's going to be, unless you're coming, you have an appointment to pick up an animal, maybe come over and get some guidance, and I can show you some stuff. But it's pretty much always going to be a breeding facility. That's the number one goal. But for us to have some cool pets and some other stuff to enjoy, I think it's time. Because I've always, when you always want something, I wish I could have that, but I have no space, or and plus with having people, when you have a ball python, I can feed it or skip a week and go away and come back, and it's fine. With some of these animals that require, salads and nutritional things and mealworms and crickets, you can't just fuck off for a week and not feed these animals. They need it. But at least with my team here, everybody else, like Lord Elion has experience probably with more, different species than the three of us put together. So having knowledge from him and Catherine and Austin, they can look stuff up and they're involved. It makes it a lot easier for me to obtain animals so that we can all enjoy and learn about, but also take care of it also. So it's a lot different when it's a one-man show, because, I want to get a puppy, but I work 6 days a week. I'm only home for one. You shouldn't have a fucking puppy. You got to be smart and think about the animal's needs, not just your own. So. Yeah.
Well, and I think with you having a business, obviously you have a passion for reptiles, and you probably spend 80% of your time at your business. So you might as well have your animals there to enjoy versus,
correct.
Like having a dog at home but you're never home.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. What's one thing we need at the facility? What's one thing you have? Because I know you have fucking so many little mascots and pets over there. Let's get into that. Your bearded dragon, what's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin?
Yeah. Kevin's a girl, though.
Oh, is he?
Is she?
She? How? So it was supposed to be a boy.
Kevin, that was a gimmick for the show. Kevin was not a mascot for the shop. before we started filming the show. It's basically the producers like, we need a shtick. And we've had one of the guys had this 3-legged bearded dragon, and that became a thing. And then the hats became a thing, and
Yeah.
it's crazy what that's morphed into, like all over the world, with people posing their animals in chairs and hats. And
He's the king of it, man. Lord Elion is fucking, you know, puts little gold chains and shit on them, and fucking bracelets.
You know what?
And
It's funny.
jewelry.
I think it's hilarious, but like, it's funny how much we didn't actually get too much hate, but there's so many people who do it now, and, you know, take a cute picture with a reptile with something on it, and they just get shit on. And it's like so terrible that people are like, you know, by the book that, oh my God, this thing's going to die because you posed it for 30 seconds with a hat on.
Look what some people do to their fucking dogs. They spray paint them different colors and dye their hair and you know, shave parts. I mean, if that's your thing, cool. You know, I mean, if I don't want to look at it, I just don't look at it. But there's some pretty cool and funky shit that people do with their dogs, and the clothings that you know that are available for cats and dogs, and pretty much everything. I bet, is there knitted sweaters and stuff for like lizards? Pretty sure there is.
Well, I
You
mean,
shouldn't
look
put
at
it
all
on
the
them,
harnesses there are now, like for bearded dragons. There's, you know, dragon wings and like this and that. Like, it's I wouldn't say a huge market, but people are making money off of it.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
it's
to each their own. That's what I say.
yeah. I mean, if
I've,
people if people don't want to buy a dog and dress it up, then don't fucking do it. But the people that are doing it, let them. Unless it's like, you know, something that's, you know, cruel to the animal. Like, don't have it in, like, you know, don't dress it up like Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lamb, with some fucking muzzle and a stray jacket. It's like, I don't think that's cute. The dog sitting there. I mean, that's sort of abuse, but, you know, it's okay to put a cool furry sweater on them and walk them.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I
You
mean,
can't put a
like,
sweater on an animal that can't control its body heat.
Is that?
Dun, dun.
See, I don't even know that. I just.
That's why they pant. They can't sweat.
Oh, see,
They don't
I'm
cool-
learning today.
They don't cool themselves.
Well, that's why I don't put shit on my dog. But I did.
Exactly.
I'm not going to shit on people that do. But if it's not healthy for the dog, then yeah, you shouldn't be doing it.
I don't think it's not healthy. It's just
To each
why
their
do
own,
it,
though,
you know?
right?
No, I don't.
I think we could start a debate here.
Here's another one. Boom. But see, I didn't even know that. See, I'm learning. See?
Well, when everybody went off on Kim Kardashian for putting her daughter's bearded dragon in clothes, it was a hot topic.
Yeah. Well, that was Lord. I guess everybody jumped in on that one.
Yeah, they were talking about it within the community.
Who's the? What's another mascot or animal you have over at the shop?
Well, I mean, I've had a few. Probably my newest acquisition that I've got to do something cool for is a monkey-tailed skink. They're so
Yeah,
cool.
they're the same thing. But Austin's like, oh no, and it's like me and Lord Elion. I already know this. It's like, dude, they need like a 2 feet by thing, and it's like, no, they don't go that big. And it's like, yeah, they need a lot of space.
They need a lot of space, but man, they're smart. The only drawback to them is, like, you think cats have bad nails for being sharp. The nails on those things are insanely sharp.
Oh damn. Yeah, Austin was saying that probably about a month ago. We should get into these and let's get some, and you know.
Yeah, my favorite episode that we filmed was the Bill and Ted's phone booth that we built, and like after that, I wanted to do it. So I've got this monkey-tailed skink now, and I've got the phone booth cut out. I just gotta build it. I even went to the extent of buying an old payphone to put in there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Shit, those are
I
extinct.
just gotta
aren't they?
find time to focus on jobs that don't pay me money and get them done.
That's
Got a few of those.
Yeah. We have a question here. Excuse me. It's from Sal from House of Gaia Pythons. It says, hey, Greg, my question is if you've thought or are in the process of fabricating metal racks in the future. Fellow Calgarian in the house.
No, I've looked into it, and I actually was in the process of buying fusion racks. I
Oh, that
can't
was
even think of
97.
No, it was in the 2000s, like 2005 to 10.
Oh,
when
sorry.
they
Yeah,
were
sorry.
looking-
2007. Because
But, you know, I
I've been
went-
in this for 20, because I actually was looking at purchasing it also.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody did in Winnipeg and then it just went away. He never did anything with it.
Yeah, because I had to sign a full disclosure, and they sent everything out, and I looked at it, and it went nowhere.
But
You know?
they weren't making money. That was what I said to them. It was the business was basically worth the product that they had, and that
yep.
was about it. I thought I did the math and tried to figure out like what my costs would be, and what they started selling it, you know, for exposure, which was smart at basically no margins. But even once they started selling to others, they were making very little out of it.
Well, they were doing it from their garage as well.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I liked
so-
it. I mean, I saw some in person. The only thing is when you started looking into it, because they were just using like Rubbermaids at the time, or whatever racks were tubs were available. And when you started going in, it's like, okay, this is good for a time, because you know they're gonna change their product lines like they always do. Start looking into getting your own tub and your own mold, and now you're looking at, you know, in the 20s of thousands of dollars, and you're like, okay, like, holy shit, this is an investment.
Yeah. The the problem in Canada is just our market isn't big enough. Like, you know, Freedom Breeder, for example, like they've got a full facility, just metal fabrication. Like, to do the metal racks, it's expensive, and to do it well, like, you know, I look at their racks and they've got rounded corners, and, you know, the metal's been sanded, and like that takes time, and that it's costly. Like, you know, I hear the prices that you guys pay for shipping for their racks and ARS and whatever, and the costs themselves, like those racks aren't cheap. Like,
Yeah.
My thought process was back at that time is you can't include any US sales. So you're limited to the Canadian market only.
And back then it was
And
small.
it was very small,
Yeah.
and it just didn't make sense. Like, and if I'm doing PVC well, why am I trying to branch out and use some of my energy on something to try and make work when this is already working?
Right. Yeah, it's a different level, because, I mean, you know, melamine or wooden racks, then you go to the next step, which is PVC, which is, you know, now I think people go straight to almost PVC. Where before it was melamine or make your own. Then you went and paid like double to get into PVC. And then it's like, oh, let me get into these other racks. How much? Nah, we'll stick to these fucking things.
Well, the funny thing is now with the craziness of the world is, like, my PVC sheets, like my
cheaper than
cost
wood.
is like cheaper than wood.
It's
like,
fucking
it's insane.
nuts. It's nuts. I know. And,
Like,
and
I'm sure
apparently
it'll
the wood's
catch
not
up,
coming
but,
down
like-
anytime soon. It's going to stay this price.
Yeah, it's like, it's unreal. And I've been lucky that I've got the pricing that I get for PVC, but, you know, it's going to come up too. And that's just going to mean everything's going up.
Yep.
Labor sure is not cheap these days. So like everything's going up.
Anything crazy in the chats? Any questions for Greg? We got
Just Chad.
just Chad. Yeah, Chad.
Scary guy.
I'm just trying to read some of the.
Yeah, I love
comments.
PVC. So light. Can spin it like a pizza side. What?
What the heck?
Christy, what the hell are you doing? Why?
We were
Wow.
talking about pizza earlier.
Oh, okay. So I'm so out of it. But yeah, I mean, I always thought of it too. I've had some people here that would actually come in and sort of take dimensions of my racks and do it, and you know, I have a buddy and we're gonna do this, and you know, end of day, they were like, you know what, for the amount of time and the amount of cuts and the amount of labor, and you know, because you don't have like a paint shop to get it powder coated and then brought back and then this and this and this and that, for the amount of fucking time to make the dollars that was thereafter, unless you were making quantity.
That was the big thing.
Yeah, if you're not making, you know, mass producing a lot, and then once you do that, you got to think of boxing, getting everything, packaging, material, holding all that inventory before it sells. Yeah, I mean, it's just not easy. And that's the thing. When people just, oh, man, let's just get into making these things. There's so much into it. Okay, oh, you made them all. Okay, where are you storing them all? How are you transporting it? How are you shipping the shit? Like, there's so much to go that is into this. Like, even when you guys have a rack for sale, oh, yeah, we just go cut some sheets, do this, and then, no, you got to have proper packaging. You've got to actually have it fit. You've got to have it shipped. You've got to know your costs and everything before. Because you don't want to make something. It's like, okay, yeah, oh, cool. And how much is it to ship? $289. Oh, fuck, I don't want to pay that. Well, can I get my money back on the rack? Like, there's so much stuff you got to look into and cost and shipping and storing and everything else so that it's worthwhile for you and that you can relay it to the customer. So it's not as easy as you think.
No, it's funny. I mean, this business started in the garage and, well, actually started in a basement of a house. And the way it's grown, I mean, I've been thankful because I did this as a hobby and it was for spending money. Like the first thing I ever spent, major purchase, I wasn't paying myself back when I started. It was, beer. Well, I was buying beer and, whatever. But like my first ever purchase of anything of value was buying an old Mustang. And
you still got
up
that
until like, I do.
Yeah.
It's not running that well, but I have it. But like people don't factor in any of those things, like, holding on to product for a year, hoping it's going to sell and, insurance, worrying about breakage and shipping and how you're,
handle that.
I've lost my shirt on a lot of shipments that have broken, but I've still like, I can relate to my customer as knowing that if I've paid this, it shouldn't, it sucks, but like I've lost a lot of money on shipments that get damaged, but I still like, even if I don't get covered, I still make it right to the customer because like I can relate at, I'm one guy with a few employees and I'm that little guy, in the sense I'm the big guy in the industry of building cages. I'm still a little guy. I'm not like some huge corporation with mass money. I'm still, making 2 or 3% and I'm lucky at that, but I do it because I love it and whatever.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because even people getting into the breeding aspect, they don't realize, oh, I just gotta buy snakes, buy something to stick them in and then just feed it once a week and pair it. Cool. No, man, you gotta think ahead. It's like, how many babies am I having if you're successful? Okay, now if I'm gonna have this many clutches with this many babies on average, I'm gonna have, say, 10 clutches and 6 babies. Well, there's 10 babies per clutch. There's 60. Well, shit, that's a full fucking rack you need just to hold the babies. So now you got to pay for that, or have it ready because they need it. Mm-hmm. Then you got to sit there and go, okay, now when everybody else is pretty much having babies, can I get an extra 60, animals to feed, and what's my cost before I sell them? People just make it and go, oh shit, what am I supposed to do with these? Think ahead. You have a rack. Do expectations of clutch and numbers in the clutch. And then, if I do have everyone, I need at least one rack. And then you should source out your food and what you think you're going to hold back, because then that adds to your weekly expenses. Because if you hold, say, 20 of those 60 animals back, now there's 20 animals that you got to clean, feed, and have enclosures and whatever substrate you use, from now on. And people don't realize that. It's so much. They just think it's so easy.
And if you have 60 animals, count on maybe you don't even sell any of them. Can you afford, like,
correct? That's a good point.
That I see that have a couple clutches, but they're run-of-the-mill average animals, and a week later they've cut their prices in half because they didn't realize that they're going to have to feed them
and cost
now,
and time and space that they don't have.
Yeah,
it's all that, and it's funny because people, no, that doesn't happen. Fucking right, it does. It happens more than you like to think.
Well, the one thing that I deal with most is incubators. The season's coming up. Plan ahead. Like, the amount of people that say come to me when I've got a 6-week lead time and says,
I need it for
I've
next
got
week.
eggs coming in a week. Like, well,
Oh my
I mean, that's not my fault.
Right.
Like, you paired them up
Months
how
ago.
long ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
Any business, even this industry, if you treat it like a business or use, think of it and plan and do things like another business would, you'll be more successful. Planning is huge. And I would, that's a good point. Like, people are pairing these animals way ahead of time to have babies. And then when a week before the eggs are ready to come out, they're calling for the most important thing of that process, because anybody can pair them and they're going to give you eggs. But if you don't have the proper tools to make those eggs turn into hatchlings, why did you waste all that time, effort, and you take that magic moment away of hatching babies? Because, you should always plan ahead. Plan on having an incubator. Plan on having space for the so-called, hatchlings that you expect. Look to see if you can actually, find the food source, or maybe get a small colony of your own. Just take off the pups and the weans so that you can feed your own supply, just for that 3, 4, 5 month period or something. But plan ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think plan ahead and plan for the worst case scenario. I mean, even with these storms in Texas, like the amount of people that weren't prepared, with power supplies or whatever. And I'd probably be in the same boat. I'm not the best planner by any means, but seeing that was just devastating. The amount of people that are losing animals because they didn't have heat and that sort of thing. And you've got to plan for the worst case scenario and be able to afford the hard times without just calling it quits because something didn't go the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, like think about it. With what you can see and what you're doing, you should plan ahead. But I mean, in Texas, no one would ever have, that long shot would have been 1,000,000 to 1 that would have happened, or more, 10 million to 1. But when you expect, people don't even realize that. Look where we're living. We're living in a pandemic. I can't even travel. I can't leave my own province. If I didn't have an essential business, I shouldn't even be leaving my home. Who thought of this? You couldn't even plan for shit like this. But everything else that you can plan for, you need to plan for. Think about it. Get that incubator. Even buy it 6 months before you even begin to pair. You want to have it. And especially nowadays, everyone needs racks. Well, it's like a 5-month waiting list. You know what I mean? It's nuts. What's funny?
Chad just messaged me, says, "Kiss Billy from me." I'm not going to kiss him, man. But I'll let him know.
Chad, come on. Jesus. We're ignoring him in the chats, I guess. Martin Exotics has a super chat.
Still waiting on eggs. I paired late.
I hope you have a fucking incubator. Don't be calling Greg asking for one. You know what I mean? Don't be bugging him. But no, it's a good point. You should always know or have a plan in place and sort of put it into gear. I have people that do the same thing. Like, I got a male. He's breeding size. I'm looking for a female. Well, why would you get a breeder size male if you didn't have females in the beginning? It's the same thing. You didn't plan properly. So, we could probably do 1,000 different scenarios. If you don't plan, I mean, shit just happens. Even me, I want some of these animals that I want to acquire and have, but I know that I need certain specifications and certain housing requirements for these animals, and I'm getting them set up and running first, and then once that's up and running and everything's perfect, then I can bring the animals in, even though you want the fucking animals right away. You got to plan and do things smart and right. So
many people buy the animal before the enclosure.
How many times have you had at an expo or heard, oh, cool, and you talk about it and just and they're like, hey, they pay for the animals. Like, okay, do you know where I can get an enclosure for this? Oh my God, like that should be the animal should be your last purchase.
Yep.
Yeah. And that just goes down to planning again, And if anybody did the planning or did research on it, you would know that it needs special requirements. And, you know, some people, you know, they don't realize that they buy $100 snake, and meanwhile they know they need a $400 enclosure and a thermostat and setup, and oh my God, it's that much? Well, what the fuck did you think?
Yeah, most of the time the animal is the cheapest part of the purchase. Like,
yeah, especially for people getting, you know, their first or their pet, you know, their first ball python, or maybe their second, or, you know, they're relatively new. It is the animal usually is the cheapest part.
Yeah,
but
it's too bad that this industry is driven by, like, you know, show and you know, impulse buying, I guess is a better way to put it. Like it sucks when you, like, when you've sold somebody an animal and then you're like worried that they haven't even got, they're not even ready for it. Like, how is this animal gonna do well if they're looking at the show 20 minutes after they bought the animal, you know, to try and learn what they need to even house the thing and keep it warm and feed it.
Well, that's why one thing is, once I start talking to people, and that's just basically conversing with people, you know. So when they come up and you want to start, hey, so is this your first one? Do you have any? If you can, you know, have a rapport with somebody and talk and have a conversation, you can get a lot out of that person and understand where they're at. And no, it's my first one, because I get it all the time. Hey, how you doing? I'm looking for a ball python. I want it as smallest as I can get. What do you mean? Really young, like, you know, almost out of the egg. Okay, why is that? Because I want to watch it grow. Okay, what are you keeping it in? Have you had? No, it's my first one. Do you sell enclosures? I get that all the time, especially now that we're on Google, and you know, I have myself as a pet store.
Yeah,
you know?
I have that too. It's daily.
Yeah, and it's like, no. So what you want is something about 4 to 6 months. No, I want it as young as possible. I'm like, well, let me explain to you why you don't want it, you know, because you're going to take an animal that, you know, is 4, 5, 6 meals in, it's 120, 130 grams, and you're probably going to put it in a, you know, a 2 by 2 by 4 foot long enclosure with screen lids. Well, yeah, because, you know, I used to have a fish tank, and people always want to reuse stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I had this fish tank before, and no, it's been sitting in the garage. I think I'll take it out and put a snake in it. Okay, well, it's not meant for a snake. You can do things, but everybody wants to use the cheapest stuff, or, you know, oh, I got this. What can I put in it? It's just like, wow, you know, you don't have something to put in it. You have something you want, and you give it what it needs. That's what you should do. But everyone, it's sad that these are impulse. Like, oh my God, look at the color of this. Can I get it? Sure. Have no idea what's required. Oh my God, it eats rats? You got to feed it a rat? What did you think it ate? Fucking lasagna? Like, come on, people. Like, you got to do some research. And you know, you try at least myself, I try to educate them and say, listen, you know what? It's not the easiest. You know, they're a very hardy animal, but this is what it requires. And, you know, you should have a proper thermostat. And thank God some of the thermostats like Inkbird, they come out, you know, relatively cheap, you know, where, you know, hey, yeah, well, you got to get a VE or $200 for a thermostat? Holy shit, that's worth more than the animal. Yeah, but it's the most fucking important part. But now there's other, you know, lower end thermostats that are reliable and good, and you know, because I remember back in the day, you know, I would tell people, hey man, you know what, you know, the thermostats are, you know, go get a light dimmer, you know, and you would turn the light dimmer to control the electricity. That was better than not having anything. And it's crazy with all the info and all the stuff out there today. People still plug fucking heat pads directly into the wall. What's wrong with people? It's so
I got
sad.
an email today out of.
Fuck, I
sent cages to the U.S. and she's like, they overheated, and I'm like, well, you know what? I didn't sell you a thermostat, and like you had heat pads. Like, what were you doing? Like, did you plug them straight in? She's like, well, I told you I needed, or I told you to give me what I needed. Well, you got to take some responsibility
course.
too, and have a little bit of knowledge that just because I said to her, I said, we shipped you what was on the invoice. I can't do more than that. Like, I said I would read through the emails tonight when I had a chance and see if there was something that I could have done to like alert her. But I mean, customers got to take responsibility
Correct.
at the same time too.
100%.
Like,
and you know what the funny thing is I don't know, but with the pandemic, common fucking sense, you can't even put in a box and ship to people anymore because it's fucking, it's, wow. Like, wow, I hate when people do things, they don't do any research, they let everyone else, like, how are you supposed to know? Like, those people did nothing.
Well, and I think that's what it was. Like, so her order was, say, $7,000. This was a lot of cages. Like, somebody who's got that many animals, I just assume knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a safe bet to assume. And the thing is, if someone's putting in like Freedom Breeder, I want fucking, they're spending $20,000, $30,000 on fucking racks. Do you really have to say, oh, by the way, you should get these deli cups, and because they need water, because make sure you have water in there, and you should have a thermostat, maybe depending on the level. Like, do you really have to go into that when someone's? Unfortunately, nowadays, when you have to tell people not to eat fucking Tide Pods, we're in trouble, man. You know what I mean? When you get like electronics and stuff, and they have those little sacks.
The salt.
Is it salt or whatever? Those little beads or silicone or silica seeds or whatever the fuck they are. You actually have to put on. They have to, by law, put on "do not eat, not consumable." Like, who the fuck is gonna open up a piece of a fucking like electronics and go, "Oh, fuck candy"? Like, what is wrong with people, man? You know what? Like, it's almost like you got to treat everybody like they're stupid.
Like
Yeah, but then when you do, they take offense. But you're doing it. It's like, it's the same thing with when you're buying ball pythons. Ask fucking questions. Don't assume they're gonna tell you everything. Ask. The consumer has to have some sort of responsibility as well. I mean,
yeah, that was one thing that I was going to touch on earlier. Is I think with there's few and far between that have the ethics that are going to turn down a sale because they just don't think that people are ready. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate in the industry is that is the one of the bad things with our industry is that, most of the people, I would say 90% of the people in this industry are hobbyists. They're not doing it for business. They're literally paying their feed bills, by selling an animal. And to them, that one animal matters, whether they're selling it to a 4-year-old or to a 40-year-old. All they care about is selling that animal and making their $60 or $100. And it's unfortunate because those are the people that then either kill their animals or dump them. And that's what makes the news these days. Mm-hmm. Yep. And is the reason that we have all these laws that are coming out that are restricting what we can own.
Yep. And it's always, it's like anything, you do 50 good things. You do one bad thing, it's the fucking, it's just like the drama. There's so many, like, how many people had fucking clutches today? Oh, and by the way, here's another thing. Happy fucking birthday to Cody. KTA Constrictors.
Nice.
He's from out there. He's from out west.
I just sent him something. Or actually, he's in Calgary, or Airdrie maybe. Yeah, he just picked up a rack on Saturday.
Yeah, so... But, I mean, how many people had fucking birthdays today? How many people had locks today? Mm-hmm. How many people got a shipment of something today? How many people had something awesome? Everyone's not out there. Well, a few people are, and which is great, but there's more people fucking diving into the drama shit than is, hey, man, happy birthday. Hey, this. Hey, that. Hey. We're celebrating more of the bullshit than the fucking good stuff, what we should be concentrating on. Same thing. Someone can do 50 great things. They do one bad thing. Fuck, no one gives a shit about the 50. It's fucking twisted how we think and what is norm and what it's crazy. You got to watch what you say because it offends somebody. You know, it's not a snowman. It's a gender neutral snow person. What the fuck? You know, I mean, it's like people look for shit to fucking complain about. Those people will never be someone, will never be something. And I feel confident saying that because you're spending all your energy and looking for the worst things. Like you're looking for drama. You're spending your time in the stupidest places, in my opinion. It's all my opinion, and I stand behind it. But how is calling something a snowman offensive? I'm not saying it because I think snowmen are better than snow women, and snow women don't deserve to belong fucking on the earth because snowmen are better. Where do you get that perception? It's crazy how something so stupid and so little offends somebody. How can it offend someone? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I guess, I don't know. You know, Wet Ass Pussy by, what's her name? Cardi B. That's fucking cool. But some of these old school fucking songs are, we can't say that because, I don't know. It's nuts. If people would stop looking for drama and trying to change the past, change now in the present and the future. That's what we need to do. Stop dwelling in the past. Like present and future is where we're going. The past is the past. We can't change it. But what we can do now is have a better present and a better future. Let's concentrate on that shit. We got our priorities wrong, I think.
Well, certain people do. I mean, I would say that the majority are positive, and it's unfortunate. Again, it's 50 good things get overlooked by the one bad thing, unfortunately.
Yeah. And people fuck up and make mistakes. We all do.
Yeah.
But it seems like some of these mistakes aren't mistakes. It's like they're planned, and then people keep going off on it. And you know, if you make a mistake, oops, sorry, I apologize, I fucked up, I didn't mean it offended you. Hey, man, and you know, it's probably sincere. But when you go off and block people and then you start doing lives that people can't see and talking more shit about them, how the fuck do you get, how do you undig yourself out of that hole? You fucking don't, you know?
No, I mean, I would like to think that if you make a mistake and you own up to it, you know, hopefully you can gain some of that following back. But I guess it depends on the severity of what you've done.
Correct.
Some of the things I've seen recently are like, dude, you can't do that.
No, I mean, yeah. And I mean, you know what the funny thing is like everyone's so quick to judge. We're all fucking human. We all make mistakes. No one's fucking perfect. And yeah, anyone out there that thinks you are, they're probably not, you know, in our chat because the people in our chat are fucking have common sense and are awesome. But if you think you're fucking perfect, you know what? Go give your head a good shake because you're not. No one is. You know what? No. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has, you know, everyone's unique. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. And why can't we just embrace and all stick together? You know, and concentrate on what's more important is helping others enjoy our hobby and our industry and do better and learn more. I mean, how many things have you been? You used to breed, right? Some animals.
A little bit, yeah. It's small scale, but yeah.
But how hard was it, and how deflating is it when you fail? You know, and then when you learn, oh, you should have did this. Oh fuck! If I knew that, I would have. It's not like you know, the littlest thing that you should have done. It's so minute that if you knew, it wouldn't have. It would have been so easy to do, and you wouldn't have failed. But the thing is people always want to tell you after the fact. Why can't we help and let people know before the fact and share that knowledge? And this is what you need to do, and do it like this, and be there to help and guide them. I mean, fuck, it sucks to fail. And you know what? We have so much shit in this industry that's gonna make us fail anyways, like a female slugging out or female not wanting to eat. The male just stops eating or doesn't want to breed your females. You know, you put them in the incubator and you know, they dry out or they come infertile. There's so much shit that we can't control. Why don't we help people and teach them how to do better of what we can control. You know, take away all the factors and just have a few.
I think, you know, human nature is the biggest problem, and those people who are looking for the advice are looking at, you know, for their advantage, I guess. You know, even in my industry, like I get asked all the time how to do this and that. And I help a lot of people, and I help even, you know, some of my competitors to an extent, until I feel like I'm either, you know, I'm being taken advantage of,
Yep.
or, you know, or people like, I mean, from your guys' side of things, the amount of people that you guys tell how to do things properly and they don't listen. I mean, that ruins it too.
Yeah, it deflates
Like-
you a bit because it's like, wow. And then you see them fail and it's like, oh. But one thing what's great is I know everything that I say isn't always 100%. There's always things. And I can give advice here, but in Texas it doesn't work, or in Finland, or, you know, you've got to, and that's why I say try things and see what works best for you. And not everything that we say will work, but with the experience that we have, we can actually step in and say, hey, that's happened, or hey, I know someone else that did, and this is how they fixed it. And, you know, if you share enough of that, other people will, oh my God, like that, the vanilla was from Earl. Right? From Lone Star. We're on a podcast. He's like, yeah, man, here's a little trick. I'm like, what? I've never heard that in 20
and
years.
now everybody's sharing it with each other on Facebook
Correct.
and stuff.
And look how amazing it is. And guess what? They're getting great results. Somebody posted about the Da Vinci boa. Mm-hmm. It's a supplement. Someone tried it and said, hey, man, yeah, I tried it. I gave it to some of my ball pythons that weren't eating. They started eating, and I'm like, wow, you know what? Well, let's try it. We used it for what 3 months, Austin? 4? Yeah,
Maybe
September.
A little longer now.
Oh, no, but I mean,
yeah.
before we started sharing it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I think we used it for 3 or 4 months, and even Austin's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, come on, let's just dose it. And he's like, this ain't gonna fucking work. Come on.
It worked.
And fuck. It was like
60% of them at least.
yeah, and it was just like, wow. And I mean, a huge difference. So after having, you know, doing this and testing it out for 3-4 months, we told everybody, and now this guy's selling out of the stuff. And you see other people, yeah, I gave it to me, and, you know, some of my animals are eating now. Something's better than nothing, you know. But for me to try something out and see a good effect in a positive way, I shared it with everybody. Some people could do it, and guess what? It doesn't work. Okay, but it works for me. You can't tell me that what's happening at my facility and what happens at your facility. Oh, it's not working for you. Oh, Billy's full of shit. It's not full of shit from my facility. Maybe yours. Maybe there's something else going on, or maybe you never know. But when I come out and say stuff or share something, it's what I see and my benefits. Here's the proof. It's in the pudding. Might not work for you. And that's why try stuff and see what your animals like. Let them tell you. That's my thing.
When we were filming after we were filming and doing our lives, we had to start telling people that. I mean, people they're like, well, you guys are pros. Like, things work differently for, you know, where you are, what you're doing. And one thing might work for somebody, might not work for the others. And that's the one thing that I find, and I tell customers all the time now, is just because you saw it on YouTube doesn't mean it's going to work. It might. Right. But you need to try it yourself and see if it will work. Like, there's so many people now that saw something on YouTube and they just spout it verbatim and they haven't even
tried it. Yeah.
Like,
not the way to do it. Try it. Get some experience. But the funny thing is, go ahead.
Well, YouTube or like social media exposure is great, but it's unfortunate because people are trying to gain a following and giving out information, and they haven't even done it themselves, or they
regurgitate someone else's stuff
for like 6 months, and they've, you know, watched somebody on YouTube do it. So it's like, that's the way it's got to be done. Well, it might work for them, it might work for you, but somebody, like you said, in Finland or Texas, where, you know, there's different heat or humidity, it doesn't mean it's going to work there.
Yeah, there's altitudes, there's pressure systems, you know. Some places are cold 24 hours, 365 days a year. Some places it rains more than it does have sunshine. you got to take all that into in consideration. Where you feed? Are you feeding live or frozen? What are you feeding? What's the bedding? What type? Where are you keeping them in? I mean, there's so many factors that people just think there's one fucking solution. Hi, how do I get my ball python to eat? What's it in? What's your temps? What's it on? When does it last eat? What are you feeding? What's the heat source? I can give you 20 fucking questions to your one, and then I might be able to take, with all my experience, a proper go at it. But what do you do? Oh, you just, you whisper, eat, and thanks, Billy. There's no one fucking way to do things. There could be a number of things, and you could do all of them, and it still doesn't fucking eat.
How many emails do you get a day saying I want a ball python, and that's literally the whole email?
Actually, not as many. I mean, like back in the day. So what's good about it is most of the people that see me are on Morph Market. So my animals on Morph Market, because of the cost of shipping, it's like $800 or $1,000 and up. My stuff in Canada is a lot cheaper because we can ship it. Shipping is a lot cheaper, especially on multiple animals. So most of the people buying it, even in the lower end one, I find that now because of YouTube and stuff, and we're Mutation Creation, they watch our videos, so they know, and they're learning a little bit about it before they buy it. Where before, like at a show, someone walks by your table, they don't know who the fuck you are. They're just, oh, that's a cool snake. How much is it? It's like an impulse sale. Yeah. Oh, cool. And then, wow. But when people reach out and call us, they know, they've seen us, they've seen our YouTube, they follow us, they've learned, they're in our chats, they're in other people's chats. We try to promote community. Our Mail Mondays, awesome people, either in the industry for a while, just starting out, people that haven't even had a first clutch, but they're there. They're visioning where they want to be. I give them shout outs. So people will see that and say, oh, let me follow this person. And hopefully a person watching us isn't just going to stick, oh, hey, all I need is Mutation Creation. They see all these amazing other breeders and, oh my God, I love that logo. Oh, this is a 16-year-old person. Oh, let me follow them. And then they get into it and watch lives and even our chat here. I mean, it's going so much. So people get involved and see there's more than it than having an animal. There's a community. And I think that's enticing to people. It's like, holy shit, I can relate to these people. I can talk to these people. They seem really awesome. I can reach out to them. I can learn from them. I can talk to them. I can even give some input and help people in the chat. And it's more than just buying a snake. So I don't really get those anymore because, I guess, of the position we've put ourselves in. It's not like, the only thing is I guess, because since we got on Google, that one person says, Google pet store. Hi, you sell snakes? Yeah. And then they're asking. So up to about 3-4 months ago, since I put the ad on Google or, for Google Maps for the store, I never really got that until probably 3 years plus. People would just randomly do that. But I think by having a big presence, people watch and they learn, so they sort of know ahead of time what's needed for these animals. But I'm sure other people get that question quite a bit.
Yeah, well, like for me, I get the majority of people, same thing as you. I don't get it as much as I used to, but those emails are so frustrating. Like, sometimes I question even bothering respond. Like they couldn't take 2 minutes to I have a bearded dragon. I need a cage, or like a little information. Like it's
nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's nuts how people, hi, I got this animal. What would you breed to it? And I just sort of I have fun. I mean, Austin, I'm so busy I don't answer a lot of the questions that come in as much now. So if they don't reach me or I don't get back to them, they're messaging Kat, they're messaging Lord, especially Austin. You don't really get that many, hi, I want a ball python. What do I need?
I got one of those. I was just talking to Elias today. So
Come on, really?
some guys-
I'm sitting there like, no, this never fucking happens, Harley. Fucking sure enough.
yeah, like
Make me look stupid. Thanks, brother.
first he asked for snakes, and then after he's like, "Oh, do you also have enclosures?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No."
Was that from the store phone or your
myself? Like just.
But not as much as yeah, you probably didn't, because 5-6 years ago you were just getting it. You were probably one of those people too.
No. I was never one of those. I did my research.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it
Funny you
doesn't happen
mentioned
as much.
Google, because I think I'm listed as a pet store too, and I get 1 to 2 calls a day. Like, do you sell turtles? Do you sell snakes? And I think it's just because of Google, but I don't know. I feel like I should be more well known than I am, especially in Calgary. But our market is so small in the grand scheme of things, for the world population, that I should know that most people aren't reptile people and know that I only make enclosures and sell supplies.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because here's one thing that I get. Hey, Billy, I fucking, I'm building a rack and I need this, or something comes up and I need some heat tape. You have any? I'm like, no, I don't carry it. Oh, fuck. You reach out to Greg West or, from Cornel's World, or Norm from Dino's Reptiles. Oh, yeah, but then I got to pay for shipping well, what the fuck do you think? It just fucking grows up how do you think I fucking get it? Like, if I had it. Huh?
Abracadabra.
Yeah. Snap your fingers. It's here. How many feet you want? There you go. It should be in your fucking
for free.
Like, fuck yeah, for free. Like, people always ask for that kind of stuff, like heat tape. Hey, one of my probes. So here's the thing. What did I order last year? A lot of
Incubators.
Well, no. Besides the incubators, the next thing I asked you to
Probes.
stuff probes. Right, probes. I still have all of them, but you know what? I have 28 thermostats, and each of them have 2 probes, which is 56 probes in my facility. I ordered 10 fucking probes from Greg just in case one broke, one got chewed, some shit. I still have them. But you know what? If something fucking goes wrong, I ain't fucking waiting a week to order and get it shipped. I have it already. I'm fucking prepared. You need to do that. But what happens is so many people will call me. It's like, how my probe got caught. I didn't know it was chewed, or it seems like it's bent and it's not giving me a proper reading. And heat tape's another. Something went down. You should have some of the shit on standby just in case. It's not like it's fucking $10K. It's like a $15, $20 piece for security or sanity, just in case. And it doesn't go bad.
Unfortunately, Amazon has kind of ruined that for people, and there is no pre-planning anymore. I just need Amazon Express or whatever it is, and I'm getting it the next day.
But do they have the same shit that you sell? Are they a competitor?
No. I don't mean in that sense.
Oh,
I just
okay,
mean
good.
that like in the sense that, Amazon, like, you can get just about everything next day. So like, people have that mentality now that they don't need to plan because I'll just get it tomorrow. Well, I mean, people are faced with, right now, like thermostats, heat tape I don't have an issue with, but heat panels. Like, I've been clawing to get as many heat panels as I can get, and I order 40 at a time of each size, and I get 10 or 5. I get what he gives me.
Right.
And like, people are like complaining that they're not available right now. Well,
go fucking make them. Go get hired by the plant and how fucking produce more out.
Yeah.
Or mining or whatever for the
like
material.
In China, like Spider Robotics Spider Robotics only has Herpstat 6s and 1 spider webs on their website right now. That is insane. Yep. I can't even get them from them. They don't have any. They've got like however many they have made minus 1 part. There's 1 part they can't get.
Yeah.
And it's different for each model. There's something they can't get. Like 2 years ago, that was never a thing. I could buy as much as I wanted, and
they probably want to give you more. Hey, can you add some more on? Like, yeah.
Yeah, like it's insane that I sent him an email yesterday or on Friday, and I said, "Can I join the secret club where you still supply me herp stats?" He's like, "There's no club, man. Like I'm sending out emails to everybody as soon as they're available." But
Yep.
like it's insane. I mean, like even just getting locked down at home right now, that didn't happen when our parents were kids.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
schools shutting down, that wasn't a thing. Very select few would teach their kids from home, and now that's the norm. Like,
Imagine back in the fucking day if we had to stay home all day I would have been fucking black and blue. My ass would have been so sore. I would have been smacked the wooden spoon, fucking the belt. Man.
They're talking about probing in the chat. You might want to be careful what you're saying.
No. Okay, well, fuck. Well, of course, chat will take it the wrong way. But no, I mean, nowadays, the kids are, with social media or phones, video games. Back in the day, we didn't have anything to entertain ourselves with. If we were locked at home and no school 24 hours a day with our parents, man,
locked outside.
Fuck the shit that I would have drove my mom nuts. But I would have said the wrong thing.
I loved going to school because I grew up on a farm, and if I was at home, I was working.
Right. Totally different era.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. I mean, you speak about the thermostats. I have 28 that are actually running, and I've got 2 spares of the Herpstat Spiderweb 2s. So I have 8 probes, and then I've got 2 complete units just for spare. You know why? Just in case. And also, I've got, because each one has a, what do they call it? Breakers or little amps. Fuses, yeah. I've got a bunch of spares for the single outputs as well as the mains, just in fucking case. You always got to prepare. Mm-hmm. I mean, like now, especially, like, I want to get some more racks. Well, fuck, you got no thermostats. It's nuts the way the world is right now.
It is, and the things, there's so many things that have been weird in the last couple of years. Like, there's shit that had been sitting on my shelves for 2 years, and all of a sudden I'd sell 2 of them. I'm like, man, people are that bored that even these are selling. It's crazy.
It's nuts. Everything's coming back too. Hockey cards, Pokemon cards, shit from the past. It's like, we're so fucking bored. I mean, Christ. I'm going to go buy a bunch of corduroy pants, and I think they're going to come back.
Oh my god!
Remember, you do, take some pictures.
The shoulder pads too.
Remember back in the day, or suspenders, man, suspenders for your pants. But remember back in the day when you had jeans or pants or even jackets, when you had a hole in them, you had that big fucking patch that was ironed on. Do you remember those?
That hasn't come back yet. My daughter, her pants have more holes than material.
Oh yeah, I think that's the coolest thing is having the holes. But back in the day when you had a hole, they'd put this circular oval fucking, as close to the color as you could, and they'd iron it on so you could keep wearing it. Fuck. The 70s and 80s were horrible for fashion. Fucking hairdos and oh my god.
I think it's water break time.
Yeah, probably.
Bathroom break, is that what I heard?
Water break. It's
where we get hydrated.
Hydrated, H2O, but it's actually 420. Hey man, that's fucking
That was
pretty
really good.
Jesus, look at Billy go.
Good job.
They go for the H2O while they're taking the 420. Not bad. Well, let me just fill this up. Oh shit, if I knew you were, I would have given you more.
They're going to bring more.
But no, I'm not getting some Andrew Richardson's. Billy gets some platform shoes. Never had them, never will. Unless I'm playing some character on a stage in a play of some sort, but I doubt that's gonna fucking happen. Jesus.
I could see you wearing bell bottoms.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably. Maybe. You never know. So while they're gone, we have a segment that we do shout outs for everybody up and coming and shit. that's going on, and spread positivity. It's not like this asshole is only at 360 loser. Like that's what this mentality is out there. Like people would rather, this person hasn't hit 1,000 in 4 months. Fucking loser. That's what people want. I mean, it's crazy how people are thinking, and it's the same sort of thing. Why would I go on here and because it's just as easy for me to go and find people's failures, because people fail all the time. So let me have a show and just point out how people are sucking or doing shitty. Wow. Well, how the fuck's that going to help anybody? It's not. You know what you do? You give them something to achieve, and when they do it, you fucking congratulate them and push them to go to the next one. You motivate. You inspire. Fucking people spend too much time fucking hating and picking on the shit that people aren't doing right. You know what? You should look in the mirror, because the things it isn't the person that's not doing something right. It's fucking your mentality and your mindset. Be positive, people. And here we go.
It's time for shoutouts of the week.
Gonna give another shout out to Cody, KTA Constrictors. Happy fucking birthday, bro. Happy birthday. First ever hyped up reptiles. I can't fuck it up because I can read it. Tyler, huh?
You can still fuck it
I
up.
probably could. It's not like I haven't in the past. So hyped up reptiles. First litter ever. 7 boa babies. Sunglow times sunglow. So that is sick. First time boa babies. Congratulations, man. We have first ever, first clutch, soul eater rats and reptiles. And it was a pastel GHI het red exanthic het hypo times Mojave Lesser, 5 eggs. Sick. First egg cutting ever. Perfectly engineered reptiles. And it was a vanilla Enchi queen bee times lesser Enchi. 9 babies. So pretty cool. Some super Enchi combos. We have Con Worker 1. He's in the chat, I saw. That's Patrick. And first egg cutting also, het pied times pewter spot nose. 4 eggs, 3 hatched. Sick. So 4 eggs, 3 hatched. So 1 went bad, 1 DOA, or 3 hatched and you cut 1. Don't know. But yeah, congratulations. And, here's negativity. I hope you're cutting with big scissors, because if you cut with razors, you're an idiot. Oh, you know what? Let people do what the fuck they want. Makes them happy and comfortable. Don't shit on them. Do what works for you, people. Positivity. Brew Balls 912. First clutch, 5 eggs, normal times banana, or butter dinkle. Butter dinkle. Butter dinkle. Oh my God. Butter dinker. There we go. That's like a tongue twister. Butter dinkler. Butter dinker. Jesus. So, normal times banana or butter dinker. Precious Pythons. First clutch. Didn't we give her a shout out last week? But you know what? Fuck it, we'll do it again because she's awesome. First clutch. Fire pied times hypopied. 4 eggs. I did give her a shout out. You know why? Because I said, oh man, she's going to hit fire hypopieds. And you can't because, well, she could if the fire pied is het hypo. But fire pied times hypopied. So everything's going to be pied, possible. Some of them are going to be fire, and everything will be 100% het hypo. Congratulations, Precious. And of course, we got our own Callie from KPOPythons. Pastel TSK Exanthic times pied het TSK Exanthic. 7 eggs. Sick. So you're going to make Exanthic and Pastel Exanthic 100% pies. Cool. And even when you miss, you have double hets. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. 500 on Instagram. Boom and J. Oh my God. Boom and J. No. How about Boom New Jersey Exotics? Boom NJ Exotics? Boom and J Exotics? I'm going to say Boom and J Exotics. I was right. I just saw New Jersey. So everybody that here, all of Greg's information, as well as everybody here at the table, even though you know who we are, unfortunately, you put up with us every week. We love you for it. Everyone that we're talking about, everything will be in the description below, all their links. So Boom and J Exotics and DCO Exotics. I'm not going to say Deco. I'm just going to say DCO Exotics. I'm probably fucking it up, but no, what I'm not fucking up is they hit 500 followers, man. Congratulations. Double that at 1,000 on Instagram. Got a whole shitload of people here. Nava Reptiles. My man Zach.
Who also hit his second and third clutches within 4 days of each other.
Oh, really? Well, damn. Look at you go, Zach. Fucking Jesus. So second and third. Because I remember he hit his first.
Last week.
That was last week.
Now he hit his
Fucking
second
on
and
a
third.
roll. Way to go, man. And 1,000K on Instagram. Cool. Slithering Serpents. We got Hugs and Kisses. Soul Eater Rats and Reptiles. Again, another shout out for 1,000K on Instagram. JP Constrictors. And, oh my God, Triple C Python. Sick. There you go, man. Corey's, look at this 1,000. Didn't we just give him a shout out from...
He's growing fast, and he finally changed his name.
Oh, I know he did. Yeah, he did a story and said, "Hey man, I changed my name. Thanks. About time." 1,500 on Instagram. Bad Blood Pythons and Gene Pool Reptiles. 2,000 on Instagram. We got Silk Hogs and Skells Exotics. Sick. 2,500. We have House. Oh my God, Mr. Calgarian himself. Sal from House of Gaia Pythons. So Sal and Amy, congratulations. And of course, with 2,500 on Instagram also, Nerdy Girl. Fucking, it's almost like I'm drinking, man. I don't drink.
Callie, I think you need to start separating the words.
Yeah, imagine I drank and did this. Or it'd be pretty fucking awesome. I think I'd probably get more viewers. It ain't going to happen though, guys. Sorry, man. I'm going to do this. Ready? I'm going to look at this. There we go. I'm breaking it up with lines. Not those kind of lines. Get your head out of the gutter, people. Jesus.
Butterdinkle.
Butterdinkle.
And douche.
And yeah. So, Nerdy Girl, Pythons, Aaron. So, Nerdy Girl, Pythons, Aaron. That's one word, though. So, see why I could be confusing? Not just because I'm old and, you know, anyways. And then we jump. Here's another person from out west. 8,000 subscribers on Instagram. Next Morph. Sick. Next Morph. That's where I got my my animal that did that first clutch of the year. The Orange Dream, Cinnamon Enchi, Fire Vanilla. And it's funny because Sal, he bought, I think it's the exact same animal a year later. Copycat. And Artist of the Week. Last one. Artist of the Week goes to Rose.smiths.art. Jesus, Billy. Pretty bad, eh? Look at Greg sitting there going, what the fuck did I get a part of this shit?
There's no S at the end.
There's no S. So and that's why
I went to the bathroom and all I heard was you trying to dinkle. And
yeah. Well, when you went to the bathroom, I was trying to hear you dinkle.
I'm sure you were.
Fuck. We won't go into that, will we there, Greg?
We might.
So Rose.smiths.art, Canadian wildlife and pet artist, creates beautiful watercolor art. And she's on Instagram and Linktree. And here's a note from Callie, it says. Hope this is for me to read out loud.
Can I read it first?
What do you mean? You worried? New thing to try. Use the hashtag MC Shoutout to help us find you, include you in the shoutout section. There you go. Look at Callie thinking.
So smart.
She is. You know, awesome. None of this would be possible. Callie in the background, killing it like always. So that's good. Use the hashtag MC Shoutout to help us find you to be included in the shoutout section. That way she can go check every week. What's so funny?
Kathleen.
Oh, Kathleen, come on. I have a urinating kink? No. No.
I was gonna respond to that. How do you like respond to somebody specifically? Just say at?
And then when you type in the first letter of their name, it'll make a list, and you can
Yeah,
choose.
who's on there?
Yeah, okay. See, learning something new every day.
Cool, man. Billy's on a puddle party rant.
Piddle.
Piddle, puddle. Well, if you piddle a lot, then it turns into a puddle. So you're half right. Canoe juice? What the fuck am I missing? But yeah, the chat is the chat's on fire all the time, man. It's its own little monster. That's why sometimes I'll look over at Austin and Austin starts laughing his ass off. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? What's going on? He's like, look at the chat, and you read it, and some of it's awesome. Is Paul Seraphim in the house?
He was.
Is he? Because he
I don't know
usually
where he
has
went.
some killers. Like some of the comments he makes, fucking on the floor.
Paul, where are you?
Where are you, Paul? Come on, bro. But it's good that Nav is here. That's Zach. Black Smoke Reptiles in the house. Of course, Kathleen from Melusine Exotics. Got Yokai, that's always here. Kayla, Marva Balls. Andrew Richardson. Dave Potier, another Canadian. Got Ron Compton. Richie's Recessive, which is Chad. It's amazing that he shows up here every week and supports. Takes time from EADing, puts some time in here. Sick. Nerdy girl, she's here. Awesome. Thanks for showing up, Aaron.
And you want to have het dinkles for sale?
Oh my God. We started something here, Greg.
I didn't start something, you did.
Oh my God, Richie. Look what Chad wrote. Oh my God. Are you reading the chat? Oh my God.
Your chat's hard to even keep up with, man. They post a lot.
Oh, they're
Holy
fucking
cow.
savages,
You should
man.
name the new Gene Dinkle.
Yeah, no, the dinkle. The super dinkle. Or the piddle, and the super's called the puddle. The piddle and the puddle. The piddle puddle. Oh my God.
The Dinkle Project.
The Orange Dream Dinkle? Or what would be a cool dinker?
Bugle Dink.
Piddle. Piddle and puddle.
Crying.
Oh my God. GC Serpents. Gavin says, speaking of Dinkle, has anyone seen Billy's ALS Ice Bucket Challenge video?
No.
Fuck. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh my God, it's hilarious. I did it like 5 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It was epic. Probably one of the best ones that fucking out there,
I think
man.
we need to play it for everybody.
We actually did one. We did one at WCRE. I think we had 4 or 5 of us that did it. I couldn't believe how damn cold it was.
Oh, dude, I filled. Oh, it's we should watch it. This is crazy. You okay? Are you on YouTube? Are you watching YouTube, Greg? Besides the Zoom.
Just like I'm on the. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so watch. Let
Can
me see if I can do this quick. You're gonna fucking laugh if I can. If those who haven't seen it, it is pretty funny, and it was cool. But you thought it was cold. I was a moron. I put ice inside the fucking water, and then the water.
We had.
Go ahead.
Well, we had the coolers from all our drinks from the show all weekend that never got cold, and that's what we dumped on each other.
Did it have ice in it?
Yeah, all weekend.
But when you dumped it on you, was the ice still in it?
Yes. Like I could barely talk. It was so cold.
Right. Now, how you just lifted it over your head, right? Like this? Or someone else did?
Well, we had a ladder and had somebody up over a ladder and dumping it.
Because my ice, I had fresh ice in this thing, and it was like 15 or 20 feet in the air. And when it came down, I fucking cut, and I was bleeding.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, it's going to be super cold. This is going to be cool. I'm like, fucking. It was like fucking cut my head open. I probably still have scars from it. Let me see if I can bring it up. Let me see. I bet you I can. Hang on a second. Let me just do this. It is pretty funny.
Apparently, I don't want to see it.
Oh, man. Probably don't. But it is funny. Let me just
Apparently,
make sure.
we need a dunk tank.
Oh, it would be cool. You know what would be cool? We should get one.
For
We should
when
rent one at the back and have a...
when we do our barbecue.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome. But you know, it's so old. I don't even know if I can get to it. Let's see. But besides that, ask Greg a question there, Catherine.
From the chat?
Or anywhere. Like you got Greg fucking West here.
I know. I spend
Man.
a lot of time on the website. I just don't
Of
find
course.
anything.
There's gotta be something.
You're putting me on the spot.
No. So right now, actually, Greg, for your incubators, how far out are you? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, realistically?
We were about 6 weeks. I've hired a third employee now, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm getting worried that we're like moving through stuff too quick now, and I might not keep them busy. So I think that it's probably about 4 weeks right now is probably where we're at.
Oh, that's not too bad, actually.
But I mean, it depends too, because even today I saw something that went out after 2 weeks because we don't have heat panels. So all those orders that I have that I'm sitting on with people who have heat panels, I can't send them. So that's helping some people.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. I should be able to do this. If I go here,
You found it?
if I go here, and then I got to go to... No, it's not going to work. Is it this one? There we go. No. That's not it. Let's do this. Let me see. If I go here, YouTube. Yeah, there it is. So if I go here, let's see. This is so old. Ready? 6 years ago.
I've never seen any of these videos before.
Oh, this is my old school. So this is 6 years ago, guys.
And I've been nominated for the ALS Challenge by Katrina Cullen and John Gonzalez. I accept your challenge.
Oh, you guys can't see it, can you? There you go.
I nominate 3 people. Each one I'm going to dump a bucket. First person, Marcus Atherton. Second person, Nikki Hamilton. Third person, Sergio Clean Salvatore. You know what? This isn't right. Anyone that knows me knows I'm over the top. And I go big or stay home.
I know this video.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
What the heck did I walk into?
Double your donation. Cut. Crap. Give me a towel.
Crazy.
That's gold, dude.
Yeah, I'm the only one to get the job done. I don't know a nigga.
What just happened?
Crazy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let me shut that off. That was 6 years ago, baby. Go big or stay
What
home.
happens if the ice cut you, man?
Oh, you remember?
Did
Did I tell you?
Oh, I think you did. Like I heard other people like stories like that. People were getting hurt from it.
Dude, I put ice in. We were talking about with Greg. And the fucking, when it came down, I'm like, whoa. Then after, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm bleeding. It started bleeding. It was so cold.
Yeah, you don't
after
feel it.
after the water goes away, it was so cold. And then I'm looking, I'm like, I'm bleeding. I have all that ice coming from 10, 15 feet above. Bam. But craziness. That's how you
that
do it,
was
baby.
Definitely epic.
That's how you do it, baby.
That's how you stay hydrated.
That was like 6 years ago. We should actually, you know what we should do? We should go back to some of the old videos, even before you were around, look at it and start doing like a compilation.
I already did. You didn't talk much in them.
You did one already?
No, I looked back at
Oh,
them.
of course I didn't. I mean, I was shy.
Yeah,
using my phone. I didn't even do it the right way.
You're like, I think this one's a caramel clown.
Yeah. I did hit it,
Yeah,
though.
you hit it, though, yeah.
Jeez.
No pause.
Who was
at
recording
Dingle.
that?
Huh?
Who was recording that?
Me or Malou.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, sometimes I was doing it myself. And
Oh, jeez.
yeah, pretty crazy how, between back then and now.
Imagine a rant.
Dinkles.
Naked Billy.
Yeah,
and
I called it Dinkles. Dinkle. Our new gene's going to be called, Piddles.
Piddles and Puddles.
And the super's Puddles. Piddles and Puddles. I'm just joking.
He couldn't read.
Because I couldn't read. I was fucking up. I was doing brutal. It's like,
You had to be there.
yeah. Butter Dinkles. Yeah. I was trying to say
Was that
Dinker.
video on YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go to, like,
I'm surprised it didn't get flagged.
well, it's not monetized, so
Yeah, it wasn't monetized back then.
if it's not monetized, it's going to pretty much
No,
be
but
up
you
there.
showed your butthole. Like,
No, I didn't bend over and like
Well,
so the sun.
I'm just saying, I didn't think you could even show that on YouTube without it getting flagged or shut down.
I don't know.
I have no.
Oh, there's sex on YouTube and shit.
What?
Yeah.
What do you
Now
mean?
we know where Austin goes for porn.
What are you talking about?
I
Wait.
swear to God.
What?
It's like it's for educational purposes.
Oh, shit, no wonder you're watching that kind of shit.
No.
Well, that's got to be boring. You know, there's thing called like Pornhub, right, dude? You stick the vagina, or no? You can't stick
no,
it.
it-
You
it
stick the
literally-
penis in the vagina
You Googled how to have sex?
I don't had to watch it in like grade, I think 11 or 12.
on YouTube.
It was on YouTube, and I was like, what?
From where? Your school?
Like, it was inside a health class.
Your health class goes to YouTube to teach you guys how to do sex.
We watched weird shit. In
Obviously, yeah.
That's
You
crazy.
guys do
Wow.
it differently in Ontario.
Like, dude, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
See if I can pull it up.
I don't want to. No, don't pull it up. Jesus.
See what happens.
Wow. Oh, thanks there, Tom. Thanks. Sweet cheeks. Thanks, buddy.
Bro,
Oh God.
What is
I
it?
just searched up, like, look.
Yeah, but that I think that's a.
I just searched up educational sex.
So I see this coochie right there.
You
just
see, like,
flap-
there's a vagina right there.
Damn. It's crazy, eh?
Going a bathroom break and it's been all downhill.
Yeah, must be, man. So, yeah, cat's dying.
My health class.
Yeah, I
on
didn't learn
YouTube.
any health class from fucking YouTube.
Even them, look.
YouTube
Gavin
videos?
Costello, my health
No,
class
we
was YouTube
we
too.
learned it from the film projector and the
yeah.
overhead.
We had those
projector.
too. We had those too. Like, my teacher was a really old guy. He liked to do old school, but then he was adopting new
yeah?
things, I guess.
Wow. That's crazy.
It was weird.
Now you know why the generations nowadays are fucked. So, what are big plans for you? Anything like you just basically now, you said you're back in there full time and you're, hired some, new staff doing what you're doing. Content where you are, you want to get maybe more efficient. You have any plans on obviously not adding a steel rack, but any new designs or any new things you want to get into, expansion, or what's Greg West and Cornel's world? What's going on in the next couple of years?
Well, I think obviously growth, and I think a big problem that I've had is, as you touched on before, is planning ahead, and I'm not the greatest at that, but I think becoming more efficient and just finding the right people too, I think is the hardest thing right now. I do have three good guys now, and not to say that people that I've had in the past weren't good, but I think just growing the business and limiting mistakes and trying to get better at what we do is obviously the goals that we're trying to achieve right now. And hopefully with that comes growth as well.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I try to plan, and you probably, to get where you are now, no matter what you plan, there's always some fucking wrench that's thrown at you, or like, what the fuck, I wasn't expecting that, or, you know, something to stop. Even though you try to plan everything else, there's always something that pops up, and you also got to learn how to adapt. And, you know, sometimes you can bounce back by just, you know, sidestepping, and other things you got to start going all the way around. It takes time, and, you know, success isn't just a one-way street that you just keep walking, it just keeps coming. Sometimes it's, you know, it's difficult. What was your biggest thing?
Learning from mistakes. I mean, we're all human and we all make mistakes, and I mean, probably on the daily, but learning from them and trying to not make them, you know, over and over again is one thing that I'm definitely working on to try and better things.
You know, it was cool. I remember, I think it was, I'm going to say 10 years ago, probably off. You were on our Canadian Shark Tank, which was called
Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den.
Nice.
What happened with that?
Well, what people don't realize is most of that is made for TV, and I actually ended up had 2 offers during filming, but one got edited out. But what happened with that is, you know, after you've got a handshake deal on the show, and that's all it is, basically then they have to go through their due diligence and want to prove that what you say is true, and, you know, want to make sure that they're being smart with their money, obviously. And so they approached me, and they wanted to basically have monthly reporting on financials and that sort of thing. And it was going to be a lot of work for me. And I said that I was interested, but my main thing was that if I'm having somebody invest in my company, I want them involved. I just didn't want money that was coming to me, and then every month I'm having a handout asking me for their money back. So I said that to them and said that, you know, I'm interested in doing all this extra work that I wouldn't typically do, but if they were interested, I wanted to know that they were interested in being part of the business and not just being a financial lender. Because if that was the case, I would go to the bank and get a loan, which I hadn't even done at that point. And I realistically never heard from them again. They weren't interested. So,
Yep. No, it was good exposure for you, though, man. It was like, holy fuck,
it
that was
was
awesome.
good exposure for me. It was good exposure for the industry at the time. I mean, back then, the only reptiles that you saw, aside from like Crocodile Hunter, was negative news. So it was very good. I think what the positive that really came out of it for me was, at the time I did it part-time, and it was, you know, it was realistically a full-time business that I was doing part-time, and it gave me the push to take a chance and see if I could take it full-time. And, you know, there's been ups and downs, but I would say that there's more ups than downs. And, you know, to me, it's a passion versus a business. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to be at the shop doing something, like creating something, or, you know, working on that custom build. And that's what I love doing. So when it becomes a passion versus just a 9-to-5 job, I think you get more benefit out of it.
Oh, for sure.
I think, like, seeing the way how passionate you are with, you know, the ball pythons and everything else, I think you have that same mentality that, you know, you're going to work, but, you know, when it doesn't feel like work, it's way easier.
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mutation Creation Canada, respond.
Who posted that?
I did.
Oh, I was going to say.
Oh, I thought you did.
No. That's why I had to do it. Just fuck it.
Kathleen's question was good.
What was Kathleen's question?
Greg, have you thought about opening any other locations in any other provinces?
I was actually just responding to it.
Oh, cool.
I'd love to, but that's more somebody interested in taking it on. And, you know, I'd be honest that I don't think there's enough money in it. Like, people have asked me about my business, and, like, even getting back to Dragon's Den, it was hard for me to put a number to what I thought my business was worth. And my business really isn't worth more than me being part of it, in my opinion. And, from a lot of other people, I don't think it'd be the same without me being part of it, because I have that passion for the business. So it's not something that I can just sell to somebody and have them doing the same thing, aside from selling plans, I guess, for ready-made cages that they just cut out and sell. But I don't think that's the big part of my business.
Yeah, it's customizable, I think, is one thing that you do well.
Yeah.
And,
and it's one thing that it's funny, because at the end of the day, it's not really worth it for me to do the custom stuff, but I love doing it. Like for the headaches that it is creating a one of a kind thing, the money that I get out of it's pretty small in terms of the amount of time that it takes to figure things out. And, when we do custom stuff, a lot of the times, like racks, especially if somebody wants a custom rack, I have to build a mini version of it, like for 1 or 2 tubs, and make sure it's going to work first. And I don't get that money out of it, but at the end of the day, at least I know it's going to work.
So with you basically, you don't do much with wood. You do more PVC, correct?
I love doing woodworking, but the majority of my business is PVC at this point.
Well, you have a lot in common with Chad. I just had to throw that out there. So one of the questions, Storm Exotic says, how many material costs increases have you seen during COVID? Has it really affected you because you're not using the wood, or with PVC? Has it a little bit?
It hasn't yet. But on the daily, I'm hearing threats of it. I've had small increases, like screws. 2 weeks ago, I'd usually buy 10,000 screws at a time, and the cost went up by 1.3 cents, which, that sounds like nothing. And I think that it's not a big deal, whatever, I'll just eat that little bit of cost. But I mean, those little bit of cost increases here and there do add up.
Yeah.
My rent's going up, electricity is going up, like that sort of stuff. I see more right now, but I know that the other ones are coming. Heat panels, thermostats, I feel like those are all going to start going up, because
and delays.
They can't get the stuff, so they're air freighting the materials just to get them there quicker. So obviously they incur more costs, and they're going to pass those on.
Yep. No, a lot of the industries are getting hit hard.
Yeah, like the metal racks. I mean, steel has gone like crazy too, just the same as wood.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Wow, the chat's getting a little. Callie, KPOPythons, could you make a rack that mimics the TGR rack?
I don't know what TGR is.
TGR is the rack that was in the U.S. They made it for a while, and they just closed shop, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what went on there, but they closed down. And I know a lot of people were buying these racks, and they were, from what I understood, they were a pretty decent rack.
I'm just trying to do a quick Google search of them. I'm not potentially, I guess. I'm doing a rack right now that's kind of there's a small company in the US that's got a really cool rack. It says Focus on the front, and I can't remember if that's a business name.
Focus Cubed Habitats.
Yeah. So I'm doing like a rack, but it'll have backlighting, and it's using food like restaurant industry tubs. So
But they're expensive as fuck.
Well, it's expensive for me to,
Those tubs.
Those tubs are insane.
They're like $20 a pop.
Yeah, no, they're not cheap. But I mean, you get some people that are willing to spend the money, and it's funny because that whole this rack is kind of a funny thing to me, is because I got called out just recently that I'm not willing to do lighting in racks. And that wasn't the case. It's just that if I'm going to make a rack, I want to be able to reproduce it over and over. But if I've got one customer who wants it, but I don't know if I'll sell another one, I've got to charge for that design time in one rack. And, you know, you can say that I won't do things, but I will if you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, people think that, oh, you just build a rack, you just throw it on the table. No, you got to make sure that the design's well, you got the right material. You know, you're not. You got to lay out the design on a piece of material so you can get the best use out of the material.
Well, and like at the end of the day, my name's on that rack. If it goes great, people might hear about it, but if it goes wrong, guaranteed it's going to be posted on the internet, and I don't want that. I mean, that was a big concern that I had with the TV show, is that, you know, this, like in the legal documents, I had to sign off on saying they could portray me any way they wanted. So if you know, they could have made us look like a laughing stock, they could have done so many things, and I had to agree to it ahead of time. And a lot of these reality shows, people don't realize that these companies are made up for that show specifically. So for a business like mine that is an established business, it was kind of an abnormality that they would have even went with us to begin with. And at the end of the day, doing all the hokey shit, like, we didn't like it. And it was a big concern for us that we would get labeled as doing things just for show. And it was a big concern because if that show lasted one episode or one season or 20 seasons, I still had a business to run at the end of the day after that fact. And it was a huge concern for me that we'd be reflected negatively.
Yep. No, for sure.
You know what's crazy, and I haven't confirmed it or not, but Tanked Acrylic, I'm trying to think what their name is. The business,
the customs.
name. I don't think they're in business anymore. Like, their website is still up, but I see Better Business Bureau's claims about getting ripped off. And if you do a Google search, like, it says permanently closed. And so as soon as that show went off the air, I don't know if they're around anymore.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. But that's the funny thing is like, you know, if what we do, like, we do some lives at the facility while we're working, and the stuff that we do on YouTube, you know, we sort of show off what we do on a daily basis and how we do things, but we also show the bad side. But if a company would come in and sort of film us, they would take what we do away, and they would do, oh, we have to do it more exaggerated and this and that. And I think it would give, like you said, the wrong impression of what we do. And you know, I like the way we do.
Can it get more exaggerated?
What do you mean? Well, no, but I mean, like, the way we do our things and the way we show the good and the bad, we're just real. And the funny thing is, anybody in this industry, you know, you're going to have, you know, eggs that deflate and eggs that don't make it. You're going to get slugs. You're going to have, you know, twisted umbilical cords. You're going to have animals go moldy. Not animals, but eggs. Yeah, my animals are going moldy. If you have your animals going moldy, you got some fucking real issues. Yeah. But yeah, we like to show the good and the bad. And it's definitely something that, you know, the way we do it, it would sort of suck that you actually had what was going on in your mind when you're just like, okay, so I got to sign this piece of paper and they can make me do what the fuck they want me to do. That's got to be nuts. That was... It was, you know what? It was stressful to start with. And it's funny because I ended up spending about $5,000 for a lawyer to just go over it because I didn't know what I was signing. And the thought process behind that is that contract was good for four or five seasons that they held us to that contract, but $5,000 over that many seasons, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Well, right. We only got one season out of it. So like, I can't complain by any means, but it's just crazy how it ended up working out. But being part of that process and realizing
you know, what you have to do, who you have to be, and at the end of the day, how much filming it takes for the little bit, you know, for a 1 hour episode, we filmed, I mean, this is multiple cameras, but 200 hours of footage would be taken for each 1 hour episode.
Oh, wow.
So at the end of the day, all that filming we did, and same thing, like during filming, they filmed everything. They filmed us building, they filmed the CNC moving. None of that got used. Like there's so much stuff that just went to the cutting floor, and it was so hard for us. Like we worked through the night, and they would tell us get enough sleep during the night, but you have to have this, this, and this done by the morning. Most of those shows have ghost crews that do everything for you, but in this industry, I mean, nobody knows, you know, you can be a carpenter or you can be a reptile guy, but you can't, like, there's very few people who do both and understand, you know, the humidity requirements, and like, you know, the wood isn't good because it's going to rot over time. And like, it was frustrating. It was rewarding at times, but yeah, it's just crazy how it all worked out. And it was disappointing at the end of the day that we had learned so much, and I knew that we could have been so much better in a second season, knowing how the filming worked, and we didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah. Can you imagine a film crew coming into our place
No,
and telling me what to do?
no,
Oh man.
absolutely not.
Hey, you, Austin. Hey, Austin, you
I'm not
got to
even
do this.
thinking- I'm not even thinking about it. Like,
Yeah, but
it's
it'd be
not
like,
happening.
hey, Austin, okay, well, Billy's doing that. You need to do something else for the ladies or some shit.
Or just
Yeah, or whatever. Like,
While you're going off on them.
yeah, it's like,
or break the new glass that just got installed.
That'd be funny.
Well, and that's funny because there wasn't a lot that was like pre-planned in that sense, but you know, a lot of the, like on Tanked I watched, and the reason that we kind of got approached for it is like, you know, the fake stuff was getting old, and like, oh my God, we've got to bend this in an hour and the machine isn't working. What will we do? And you know, by the commercial break, they found a way to make it work. We didn't have any of that, but or I wouldn't say we didn't have any of it. We did have some stuff that was kind of planned, but like I was worried about that, like making it fake.
Yeah.
And that was a hard part for pretty much all the guys, like everybody that we had filming, was that we didn't want to look, you know, fake on TV.
yeah, no, I mean, it was cool. I watched some of the shows, and I mean, it's pretty fucking cool. But no, I mean, when we heard that it wasn't going on anymore, it was sort of like, oh, that sucks. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
would you have liked
It
it to
was
go
funny
on, or
because-
was it one of those things where you have no love lost right now? It's like, it would have been okay if it did, but I'm okay that it didn't. Is that where you're at right now? Or
No, I mean, we tried for a bit to get companies to see if they were interested. We did a demo reel, and we got lucky in the way that our show was started. They approached us. We weren't actively looking. So, I mean, we're lucky in that sense, but trying to promote it after the fact, and being on Animal Planet and then canceling us, pretty much anybody we approached, basically, once, you know, they hear Animal Planet didn't buy into it again, they weren't interested.
fuck, damn it.
But I mean, would I do it again? Of course I would, but it wasn't easy. There were hardships, definitely. But it was fun to do. Like it was hard work. We didn't sleep a lot. We weren't home for pretty much 4 months, but as soon as it was over, we were kind of all like, man, it's so quiet in here. I wish there was more people around. I wish we were filming. And we tried to do it ourselves too. But I mean, unless you've got somebody with editing, you know, experience, like you got to pay somebody to do that. And I don't make enough to pay an extra employee for something that might make us money down the road. So we haven't gone too much farther past that.
No, it was a cool concept. I mean, it was pretty neat for our industry because there was nothing else like it besides, like,
Yeah.
say, like, you know, Brian Barczyk back in the day with snake bites.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing to it, but it was different. It wasn't with animals. It was with building and cool stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, anything like that is great for the industry industry. I mean, even his stuff, like, you know, people harp on him and it is what it is. But, you know, as much as he gets harped on for, you know, clickbaiting and whatever, it's exposure for our industry. And even though it's not the greatest way to get exposure, it gets seen because of it.
No, 100%. And the
Like,
funny thing is,
I saw the thing with Nerd
Yeah.
and calling out him and Jay, and you know, they're passionate about what they do and they're smart about the way they're doing it. They're doing it for a reason. They're getting views and they're getting paid because of those views. Of course they're doing it. The people who are hating on it just, I mean, they're mad because of the way they're doing it, but it's not a bad thing.
yeah, we got to start doing stuff for more views. You know, Austin shows off his dinkles, and then a lion. You know, we got to have some. You know, fuck.
No, but even
Billy's
like, even
dinkle
you guys
smashes the
doing-
glass. Oh my god! Like, we got to do that
think,
for
like,
views.
even-
What do you think, Austin? Come on.
No, not
Even
that.
you guys just showing the lighter side, like you guys screwing around doing flip cup into your racks. I mean, showing that you can have fun while, you know, running a business, like, is great to see. Like, there's lots of ways to get exposure for our industry, not just, you know, might not get on TV anymore, and streaming's a new way of things. I think
Yep.
all the YouTubers and you guys doing this is great for the industry.
No, and it's fun. I mean, but the thing is like what we do is real. It's like, you know, people want to see egg cuttings. People want to see unboxing videos. You know, everybody else that you know tunes in for the other stuff is just amazing support. You know, people wanting other content. You know, my mail videos that we do Monday aren't our biggest viewed, but you know, it's something I want to do. Promoting other people getting in and you know, just having that sticker swap thing that other people are doing and sort of, you know, promoting other people. You know, you even see, you know, smaller YouTubes people as well as some of the lives. People are giving shout outs wearing other people's shirts, which is awesome. It's just supporting each other. And I think that's awesome.
Got Reptiles, a local Calgary shop.
Cool.
I mean, I think everybody's doing it these days, and it is nice to see that. I think you've been a big part of that, which is great. I mean, even the stickers, like I'm envious seeing the amount of stickers that you guys have on your walls, and like it's really cool, and it's easy to do. It doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't, you know, aside from the cost of the stickers. Like, I've started sending out stickers with every order, and
Awesome.
you know, it's promotion, but you know, I like the fact that it is promoting the industry and promoting, you know, other, you know, I love getting my customers stickers sent to me, and same thing when we were filming, like getting letters from little kids saying they loved Kevin and that sort of thing. Like,
That's awesome.
The part that makes, like, you know, owning a business and all the stresses, it's like for that little second that it took that person to write a letter, like it just, like, it made it all worth it. I have a funny story about filming, or sorry, not filming, but fan letters. Our first fan letter was from somebody in jail.
Oh, what? Please, we gotta hear this.
Well, it was nothing. Like, you know, it was a guy who was into monitors, and, you know, he reads about monitors in the library and wanted more information on how to care for them from us because he had heard of us or saw us on TV or whatever. But I just thought it was funny. The first ever fan mail we got was from a guy in jail.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I don't think we've got one yet. Brian Cusco's in the house.
Not one you're willing to admit to.
Yeah, God, but no, man, that's a first. That's pretty cool though.
Same.
Brian Cusco's in the house, and he just says hashtag Greg West is the best.
He loves his burritos.
Who else is here? Oh, Antoine from High Desert Pythons here. Jerome, cool. No Limit. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you know, I had a great time meeting you at fucking Arlington. Man, I'm fucking so jealous, man. It's so, what a party that would have been. It would have been cool seeing everybody, seeing some of the stuff for sale.
Last weekend was the first time that I've really noticed the amount of people on my Instagram feed that were at a show, like for the first time. It was crazy how many pictures I was getting.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I was looking at some stuff, and there's Max. I was going to say Max from Interstellar. He's fucking, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. So he sent some pics of stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, where's that? Whose booth? And it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
People showing some stuff and taking pictures and sending it, or I'd see something on, if they weren't messaging me, I would watch their stories, and I'd be like, that's sick. You know, who has that? Cool. There's some pretty cool stuff out there. It's pretty neat.
It would have been neat if someone like live streamed like the whole thing. Yeah. I'm sure someone did, but
for all of us who couldn't go.
Yeah. Like walked around with like a live stream kind of.
Just feel like you're there.
Yeah. Oh, Jeffrey's here. Reptile Edge.
Nice.
Says can't wait for them to bring back expos. Yep. For sure. But
he's got some cool geckos.
Oh yeah, he's got some awesome stuff. He came up with his daughter, say 3 weeks or a month ago, and
I think I saw it on your feed and maybe also on his. It looked like a good time.
Yeah, no,
starting her young.
Yeah, which is awesome. I mean, it's amazing to see the joy in younger kids' face. Like it's just, you know. Because they haven't seen all the other crap in the world, they can appreciate the cool stuff, and it was awesome. And then he's got some awesome stuff. I love his setup. I'm working with him on a few different things, and it's neat. It is definitely neat.
My daughter's she's 15 now, and I think this summer she'll probably be at my shop, like working for me. She started working, you know, on her PD days. And she'll end up taking over my business, I'm sure. And it's awesome to see, you know, I guess that drive and, you know, love early on, and her love for reptiles is awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah. That is super cool. Mm-hmm.
When we were negotiating, like trying to get a second season, they kind of were getting away from, I mean, the reason it got canceled was because they kind of canceled all the build shows, but they were interested in her doing like the education part of things. And initially I was like, no, like if you're going to take up space in my shop, like it's got to be about the business. And then, you know, I had to sit there and think about it. I'm like, I can't, you know, say no to this if this could like, you know, further her, like, and the industry as well. It's too bad it didn't end up happening, but it would have been cool for her to have her own TV show, like, you know, learning about reptiles.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's so much stuff that's gonna come from everything that's gone on. I think now, especially I think here in Canada, when we do have expos, I think we're going to look at them and have a whole new respect for them and people doing them. And, you know, even me, I mean, we would do them every month, but it was just like, oh my God, another one. Oh, it's almost like we dreaded them. Now it's like, man, I would do anything to have an expo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully things change. Like, you know, for us to go to the US right now, it's at least a $2,000 fine and a hotel stay to come back and isolate. So that won't be happening for most people anytime soon.
Yep. No, I mean, it is pretty nuts that, you know, where we're at. And I don't know, we don't even have like, okay, hey, you know what? In 3 weeks, this all goes away. We don't even have a, you know, an idea. Mm-hmm. It's just, we'll see where we are in 3 weeks and we'll, you know, see what we're going to do from at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, you know, Canada as a whole has been pretty good, but now it just seems like it's hitting us harder now than it did before.
Yeah, well, we're like in our third wave, and the only thing that's going to save us, I think, is people getting the vaccinations. And the exposure. I mean, people are getting bored at home, so they're hanging out with their friends, or, when it was open, going out for drinks with friends at the pubs. And I mean, it's shitty that it's happened the way it has. And who would have thought that a year and a half later, we'd still be dealing with it?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, I mean, I remember last year going, you know what? If it just lasts to the end of the year, I'm okay. 2020's a write-off, but 2021, yeah. Fuck, it's worse now.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it.
Well, at least 2020, we had like 3 months before everything got locked down. We thought it was bad back then, and now it's, who knows when it's going to end.
Yeah, like the amount of debt people are in, the businesses that are shut down. I mean, it's the mental health issue that's going on that's never basically broadcasted. I mean, there's so much stuff that, it's tough. There's so much of an impact that this is going to have in years to come, and it's crazy. Like, can we bounce back from this? Like, many people can't, but
yeah,
it is tough. It's
the pub by my work shut down, and I might have shed a tear. I was pretty disappointed that it's not there anymore.
Yeah, no, it's sad. But what else can we talk about? We'll go for another 15. What do you want to talk about, Greg? Let's go.
I figured you were going to talk a little more about your Dinkle project.
The Dinkle het Shrinkle?
Oh, man.
The Dinkle het Shrinkle.
Canadian version's smaller. It's colder.
Let's see. What else is going on? See what's the chats. Da, 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 da. Everyone's just talking about how awesome the show was in Texas. Brian Cusco's going to have a video, which is cool, of what was going on.
Uncensored video.
So we can all see and live through him and say, man, look what we missed. Fuck.
Jeez.
That'd be cool.
It's funny because on the other side of the country, a buddy of mine was putting on his show in Hillsboro, Oregon, where they're allowed to have shows, but it was pretty restrictive. And I haven't heard from them how the show went, but I'm seeing all these people complaining that they had to wait an hour and a half because of the restrictions to get into the show. Like, at least there's shows. We don't even have shows.
Yep. It is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have nothing. So
Nothing.
I know
Not
that
a single show.
I think what we did last year is we did a couple of like outdoor expos at the facility.
Those were pretty cool.
Yeah, it did all right. A lot of people showed up. What was good about it is, it was easy to set up. We didn't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. We just got up, had it at noon to 4. We just brought everything downstairs. So woke up at a normal time, showed up, didn't have to drive, didn't have to pack anything. If we needed something else, we would just run upstairs. And it was cool because people hung out and they were, talking, and we were able to sort of mingle. And it was something great because we haven't had an expo at that time in 6-7 months, and we didn't have one expected to come at all. So it was neat. But once they open it up again, now that we have the big facility, we can actually set it up where even if they have restrictions, we have our own parking. We have a bigger facility so people can come check out the new facility, see the YouTube room we have, check out all the new animals in the front and the new decor, come in the back, see the breeding facility, and we could actually have our own sort of tables on the inside where people can, come. We'll do a sale on some animals. We carry coconut husk now, so we can sell coconut husk. So who knows? Maybe bring in a rat breeder, and have some stuff where you can come on. We'll do a little mini expo, and come check out the snakes for sale, mingle, and pick up some cocoa and rats if you need it, and that's it. It just sucks that all the other people with the other species that show up. To the expos to mingle and look and talk to people in their own sort of niche that they work with, the animals. And because I know yourself, I've seen you walking around at a show and lizard people and everyone else will come up to you, and you know, where me, it's just about ball pythons. Well, at least now we can start talking about new lizards and tarantulas. Tarantulas, I can't believe I got into tarantulas, but it's pretty cool. We all did, actually, even you.
I got one. I got one as well, but it was because I hated Chance during filming, and he was afraid of him. So if we got a season 2, I didn't want him to come back.
Wow.
Chase him with it.
Mingle and dingle.
Mingle and dingle. Of course, that came from Chad.
Oh, man.
There was another funny one.
I think the best one was House of Gaia.
Yeah. Oh, Dinkle Het Shrinkle.
Huh?
Dinkle Het Shrinkle.
That's from House of Gaia, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
It was funny.
That's the one I said. It was the best one, I think.
I think it's funny because we can be talking about whatever, and I click into your like the YouTube page and look at the chat, and there's like a whole different like thing going on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It always is, man.
There was a good question Austin can ask.
What is that?
Scroll up. Nava sent it.
I saw that, but I didn't know it's asking about ultramel, but is that, I only think of a ball python morph. I don't know if he's talking about the heat pads.
No, he's talking about.
He's talking about.
Ultratherm.
Not ultratherm. He's talking about the ultramel ball python gene. You're not into ball pythons, are you?
I have a couple, but I'm definitely not in the know with all the morphs.
So Cornel's world doesn't know much about ultramel, but what do you think about it, Austin?
I think it's amazing. If you don't have one, I don't even want to talk to you.
Oh my god! Wow, really? Oh. Austin flexing over there.
Oh, it's just.
He's selling
Sell
everything
him
for
one.
it.
Pardon?
Sell him one. Convert him.
I have
him.
me?
No.
No. I have to hoard them.
Yeah, we can't make enough. But no, I'm glad I got you on. It was pretty cool.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was, it's fun. We've been talking, like we haven't done our Instagram or Facebook lives in a while. We were going to start trying to do them a little more regularly, but it's hard to compete when, like, it's crazy for us. We would get 30 to 60 people on, and like you guys have kept a continuous, like over 100 viewers through this whole thing, and I mean we're going on 3 hours now, which is crazy. So
yeah, no, it is awesome. And I mean, what's cool is by the end of the week, well, even by tomorrow morning at noon, we'll have like 1,000, 1,200 views, and then usually within a week or two we hit around 2,000 views. So it's cool because people in the UK, even though there's a lot here representing, they will watch it in the morning. They'll wake up. So 7 in the morning for us would be like noon. And I start seeing a lot of people, watching it in the morning. But it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
no, I think what you're doing is a great thing for the hobby, and definitely the following you have, that's great. And I definitely appreciate the trying for more positivity. I think we need more of that. I do think it's going to be harder or easier said than done, but
right.
With more people, striving for that, I think it's better for the industry. So,
yeah, I mean, it's just like the thing is I understand it. I mean, we're all human. There's stuff that we want to jump into, but I've been there. We've all done it at some point, and you know what? In order to succeed and to be focused and especially if you want to, build your business, if you're wasting your time being around negative people or following people that are always negative, you're going to get sucked into it and go somewhere where at the end of it, you don't feel bad for someone or you don't feel shitty. You feel like, wow, you know what? I need to go. It's fucking 2 a.m. You know what? I need to go to the fucking facility downstairs now and start planning. You want to be, jacked. You want to be excited and motivated and inspired by what was talked about, or at least spark something inside of you to do something better for you or to learn more, or I hope people like watch this and they get what the hell did they say? Let me look it up or let me ask some people, and it helps them become a better breeder or not make a mistake. Any little tiny thing that can come out of this, because some people know a lot of the stuff we talk about. Some people sit there and go, what the hell's that? And now they can start researching it and go, wow, I didn't know that. And I think that's good too, because some people have more experience and more knowledge than others. And, some people will get more out of one episode than another, and vice versa. So I think it's good. And I mean, I just wish everyone else talked a little more, but I hugged the mic.
A little bit.
You didn't hog it.
Just a little bit.
I just love talking, obviously, But
Well, that's funny you say that, because when we had you on our live, we're like, this will be easy. We'll just let Billy talk for an hour.
Jeez.
yeah, it was pretty good, eh? And I did a damn good job. And
You
guys-
did. I mean, we did. And by the end of it, we were done our drinks and we were feeling pretty good. And it was a pretty good episode.
Oh, Shane Orton, ready? Shout out, super chat.
Still don't know if Austin fell asleep during each episode or is he just drank too much water. Actually, could be a mix of both.
Yeah, well, don't forget. I mean, I start my day. I'm up at 7. I'm at the shop by 7:30ish, 8 o'clock, and then I come here. I leave the facility around 4. So I'm at the facility for a good 9 hours. 8-9 hours before I come here, and then get everything set up. And then now it's like just after 10. Mm-hmm. These guys come in around noon. So, I mean, it's a 10-hour day for these guys, and they still got to, drive and get home. So, it's an 11-hour day, at 12 for you, 12-hour day.
Yeah, I usually come in a little earlier.
12-hour, 10-hour day, 11-hour day. Myself, I mean, I'm kicking it right now. What's that, 15 hours, 14 hours? And then when I get off here, I'll do some stuff, go on the internet, look, talk to some people. I'm just a fucking savage.
Well, you love what you do. I mean,
definitely.
I'm not far off from that. Like Friday, I was at the shop at 6 a.m. and worked till 11 p.m. to try and get something done. Saturday, I was there at 6 a.m., worked till 1. And like sometimes you need those days. I mean, I definitely need the time off as well, but it's easier when it's not just a job. So
yeah, and I mean the funny thing is there's just so much stuff to always do.
Yeah.
Like
if there was 48 hours in a day, I still wouldn't get everything done.
100%. And the funny thing is if I could, I'd find something else to keep me fucking chasing it. So. But, if everybody's still here that just came in at the beginning, if you want to watch it, wasn't really a rant. It was just more of a, me just saying what I felt. Let's try to stay away from all the negative shit. Mm-hmm. There's so many people out there, and I guess we're all getting caught up in it. But a couple things. If you're going to talk shit and you're going to, call people out or do shit, at least do it on a public forum and not block the people that you're talking shit about.
But also for the people who are having shit talked about them, don't feel like you don't need to tell people because you have people who support you.
Yeah, true. And I mean, some things, I mean, so much shit goes on between people, little fights, little crap, little misunderstandings, misbeliefs. One thing that we really got to understand is not everyone's going to like the fucking shit you like. Not everyone is going to be as and I think the people that really start the shit are the people that don't want to put the work in or they see other people doing better and those people they're in the wrong right from the start. They're already doomed. Don't let them bring you out of your, put you in a rut. Stay positive. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to other people. And like I said, sometimes, stay off of social media. Like, Greg said, he wasn't even on today. And then he saw one of my posts later in the day. And he's like, what the fuck's going on, Billy? It's nuts. Because if you stay off social media, half the bullshit that's going on, you'll never even know and hear about. And you know what? Your life isn't going to fucking change if you know it or you don't know it. It's probably better that you don't know it. If you're not dragged into this and you don't know the bullshit that's going on, one, you're happier. you're not unfocused now because you're focused on the thing that you should be doing. But just try to stay away from these toxic people, and they are toxic. They really are.
They find you.
Yeah. And, it's just crazy how those people, they start talking shit. And then when they do it, they block everyone and the friends of the people that they're talking shit about.
And report them.
What the fuck's going on?
Report a 15-year-old kid for not doing anything.
Yeah. But it wasn't him. It's just perfect timing, right? But try to be positive. Don't go after people for being different or not.
Or not knowing who they are.
Yeah, not knowing who they are. That's the funny thing. This community, you could be a nobody. Well, not a nobody. I didn't mean like not popular, and still have a big following. It's. And the funny thing is just because you have 3,000 subscribers doesn't mean you're better than someone with 500. Mm-hmm. It's like, there's Barcheck. Okay, Brian has 3 million subscribers? How many people are actually really supporting him on a daily basis? 500,000 maybe?
It's like 70,000 views daily.
So 70,000 views. So say, what do you think? Like out of 3 million,
that's a small percentage.
It's a small percentage. Myself, I've got 50,000 subscribers, and I get 6,000 to 10,000 views from people. So you think about that. What's that? A fifth? How about you, Elion? You're 100,000 almost. Mm-hmm. And what do you get for your views within a week or a month?
Depends.
20, 25?
Oh, it's a fraction.
There.
It's crazy how little you get for the amount of people that follow.
Right. So the thing is don't judge somebody, for, oh my God, this person's better than everyone else because they got a big following. Like, no. You know what? I mean, your following will grow. There's no reason to build your following so fast if you've got nothing to give to them or offer them or show them. And I'm a good, what was it, 2 years ago, 2018? Mm-hmm. Is it 18 you came in or 19? 18.
I think it was the start of the
19.
End of 18, yeah.
And how many subscribers did I have on YouTube?
I think like 2K.
1,800 or 2,000 subscribers within 3 years. And just being ourselves, doing what we've done, we've got 50,000 subscribers now. And out of that 50,000, I've got a loyal 10,000 easy. Mm-hmm. But it took time. And how long did it take me? 16 years? Well, social media wasn't really big, but I didn't sit there and go, hey, I need to get big really fast. It took me a while. And you know what? Social media and YouTube didn't make my animals grow, didn't make my eggs go in the incubator. It didn't make my work ethic change. It didn't make what I believe in and my passion stronger. It's just showing you everything I've done before that. So getting a following and doing YouTube videos and doing lives isn't going to give you more passion, isn't going to make your animals breed, isn't going to get your knowledge and your experience. It's not going to do anything. So you really need to focus on the fundamentals of learning, experience, building a collection, cleaning it, putting in the work, pairing, getting stuff. And that's going to build and get you successful. And all these other things are just tools to showcase what you've done. But by spending all your time into YouTube and shit ain't going to make fucking babies come out of your fucking eggs. Oh, my God.
I think one thing with any of this social media now, regardless if you have 500 people or 500,000 people, is to be humble too. Is like, just because you have this big a following doesn't make you any better, like you said, than the person with 500 followers. Like, be humble, be appreciative with what you got and the support you get. And I think that'll help you in the long run too.
Yep. Shane Orton. Oh my God. Ready, Austin? Go ahead.
My amount of followers helps me boost my lack of self-esteem due to my small size of penis. Wow. Shane, I feel bad for you.
Shane, man, come on, bro.
No,
That was worth the $5.
Oh, it was awesome. Shane, you killed that one, bro. But no, I mean, people are putting their effort into the wrong stuff, man. You know what? Put your effort into you. Fuck everyone else. What you believe, what you want. Learn at your own pace. Create what you want to create. Buy, work on stuff, jeans that you like. And I'm telling you, if you do that, everything else will come. But if you're not happy doing what you're doing, what are you doing it for? Like, why are you chasing my fucking dream? Why are you trying to be and do stuff for other people? Because what, you want to be accepted? No, you know what? It's not how it works, And if you do get that acceptance, it's not true, Do shit for you, man. That's it. Mm-hmm. But it's awesome having you on, bro. Fuck.
No, thanks for having me. I hope to see your facility once shows start happening. I mean, I was talking before the lockdown, wanting to get out to Toronto and also Montreal to see like NBK and a few other people. Like, definitely need to make a road trip once I get able to get out there. Yeah, I mean, out there you got Brian. You can see Antoine and Khalil. On the way back, you can. Well, you're not into the ball pythons, but I was gonna say you can stop in and see Will. I'm into like awesome people at the same sense. Like, ball pythons aren't the coolest thing in the world for me, but seeing the passion for business and seeing, how the way people run businesses like interests me. And, learning from others. People do different things and are still successful. And some of those things that they do, you can take in any industry and use. So it's cool seeing successful people and seeing collections. I might not like snakes as much as I do lizards or frogs, but doesn't mean I don't want to see them. Now another thing too, at the end of the show, what we always try to do is we always try to get our guests to say Chad EAD. Chad EAD. There you go, buddy. Awesome. There you go. So are we done? Because I really got to go to the bathroom. Yeah, you go. Take another dinkle, dude. Nice having you on. Yeah, thanks for having me. Hopefully we can do this again. Yeah. Like I said, I'd love to get out there once we're able to. Yeah, and even still, if that show, the Western show's on, I'm definitely fucking coming out. We're hopeful, but it's pretty optimistic right now. Yep, but definitely stay in touch. And anybody check out Cornel's World and all his info, and the links are in the description below. Everyone, be positive, stay safe. Love y'all. Thanks for the support. Aftercast on Instagram. There you go. Which one? Kathleen's and mine. But I mean, which is it on yours or is it Kathleen's? Probably Kathleen will start it. So Melusine Exotics on Instagram. Go check them out. And her and Kat will do the aftercast. Nice. Cat and Cat chat. Thanks for having me. The Cat and Cat chat. Later, brother. See ya. Later, everyone. See you later. Happy Monday. Good night. My channel. My channel. My content. My channel, my content. My channel, my content.